What's good, people? Welcome back to another episode of Parlay Madness, episode 52. And we got the best card of the entire year. UFC 322, Islam Makhachev versus Della Maddalena. And I'm going to go through the entire fight card, give you picks, predictions, betting angles for every single fight on the card. And then at the end of the card, we're going to make some parlays. We're going to make some banger parlays. We're fresh off hitting some big odds parlays, the biggest odds parlay we've ever hit on this show. We hit like 2 shows ago. So let's get into it, boys. Obviously, right now, you see, it looks like a solo show. It's not going to be a solo show. I got someone coming on. Unfortunately, my man, Jewish Better, couldn't make it. As you know, we've not been live for the last 2 weeks, and I got loads of DMs like, damn, Parlay Madness, where's it gone? Is it cancelled now? Are you ever going to be back? I'm super upset that you didn't do the video. What parlays are we going to make? I'm feeling lost. I'm crying. Like all of this stuff, right? The reason we didn't go live for the last 2 weeks was because I'm on a different time zone at the moment. I'm in the UK, right? And the only times that JB can go live, it's like 3, 4 a.m. for me. So we haven't been able to make it. We just skipped the episode entirely. The same thing was looking to be happening this week. The only times that he can manage is I can't manage those times. They're 3, 4 a.m. for me. So I just thought instead of skipping it yet again, I'm just going to go live early when I can do it. But don't worry. We do have a guest coming on, boys. So special guest going to come on later. I'm sure you guys are going to like it. For now, though, I'm just going to go straight into the card. We got my man saying, when we got my man Jewish Better saying he's ready to come on, but Twitter is messing with him. By the way, I messaged JB like 10 times. I wasn't going to say it live, but now I can say it publicly because my man's saying it himself. I messaged him like 10 times for the last 5-6 hours. No reply at all. I'm like, damn, fair enough. I'm just going to have to go live. There's nothing else I can do. I just felt he was busy or something like that. But apparently, my man's ready to go. So I did send him the link. But, bro, like, where you at? Is this actually JB? I'm sure it is because why would you pretend to be JB? That's some weird shit. All right, JB, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? Because I already sent you the link. I guess I'll send it to you on Instagram now, right? But then why didn't you message me on Instagram, bro? Anyway, man, I'm going to send you the link on Instagram. And then, yeah, you can turn up whenever you want. But yeah, what's been going on, boys? Hope you've been well. Hope everyone's been well. My man, Mike Strachan, saying welcome back. Sorry, I didn't give you like a warning to when I'm going to go live because I didn't know when I was going to go live. I was trying to air it out with JB. I was trying to get the time in. And then it just so happened that I hadn't heard from him for ages. And I was like, you know what, man, I just need to go live. Otherwise, I'm never going to do the show. So that's why I didn't give you any warning as to when we're going to go live. But who cares? We're in the house now. We've got 160 live viewers already in the house, which is kind of crazy considering there was no shout out or anything for this show. I literally just went live. My man Brendan Keller saying, let's go. Let's get it, Pete. What else we got going on? Yasir saying, let's go. Oluwajan Dream, early edition. Yeah, I guess so. It's a late edition where I'm at, but it's early edition compared to the usual time. We got Joseph in the house. We got Mo in the house. Yes, this will be posted later. You can watch it whenever you want. Dixon Sider saying, James, what's up? You've been taking collagen or vitamin E. How you looking younger? It might be the lighting, brother. I'm not feeling younger. I'm feeling older, getting stressed out, betting on this effing sport every week. And we got Isaac Dolgarian getting finished in round 1. When I bet the over, like, it's making me feel older, bro. But if I'm feeling younger, it must be the money. It must be the money, boys. But yeah, LJ and another Airbnb. Yeah, talking about money. This cost me a pretty penny. I'm in a cottage right now, English cottage. So yeah, what else we got going on? I have one question for you. Yeah, shoot, man. You don't have to ask me. Just shoot the question. Now I'm going to answer it or I'm not. James going to help me sleep. Anyone been paid back by Isaac Dolgarian? No, I haven't. I know a couple people got paid back, but not me. Jewish Better is an FBI informant. Damn, bro. You can't come without any facts, bro. I mean, you can't come without any evidence. Squad, let's get this paper. Let's get this paper. Let's go. May I have your email? Lacey, if you need the email is on the website. That's all you need to do to find my email, brother. Shout out to Raheem. Yeah, my man Raheem, shout out to him. Ready to cash. We got loads of people right now. My man Jorik as well. Loads of people. 200 units. 200 units. Why am I not seeing that more lately? What? Because we lost a week. Because we lost a week. There's no 200 units. Boys, you better learn to lose for months and then still come back and win millions of dollars, because that's the only way you're going to make it in this sports betting game, boys. You literally need to ride out the losses and have an unemotional mindset, which I've preached for 7 years and which 95% of the games still don't have. So maybe there's just winners and losers in life, boys, but it is what it is. I'm seeing 200 units right now. I've sent it. I've sent the link to JB. I think he's coming. He's liked it. So I think he's turning up. And we got another special guest. We got another special guest as well. Let's fucking go. Anyway, boys, I'm just gonna go into the card. Obviously, I'm gonna let my man JB give his take after I give my take. But I'm gonna go into the card for you right now, boys, and I'm gonna give my take on the first fight of the night. We'll start with the first fight of the night, right? So let's go, boys. Let's go. All right, so here we are. Della Maddalena versus Islam Makhachev. We're going to scroll down. We're going to go early prelims, and we're going to go first fight of the night, which happens to be Camilo versus Vyacheslav Borshchev. Very good fight. Camilo was Hammer of the Week against El Sawadi. And if you know about Hammer of the Week, Las Vegas is actually spying on Hammer of the Week and attacking our fighters who we choose as Hammer of the Week. So if you don't know my Hammer of the Week this week, go and check out the video. Hopefully that guy is all good and he doesn't get attacked by Vegas. Unfortunately, they attacked Camino not too long ago and he was forced out of his fight where he was going to finish El Sawadi. And this fight, in my opinion, maybe a little bit of a tougher fight, man. Maybe a little bit of a tougher fight. Now, the thing about Camilo is he has been taken down and hurt on the ground a couple of times, right? Like, he's been submitted a few times. Borshchev's not going to go out there and do that. Borshchev is an out-and-out striker, right? So on one hand, it's good for Camilo, but on the other hand, he ain't going to have his way on the feet like he was going to have against El Sawadi. And that's the beauty about MMA, right? You fight somebody 1 week, and then the next week, it's a completely different stylistic matchup with completely different puzzles to solve. And that's what Borshchev is. He is a puzzle to solve. The way to solve it is usually by taking him down. Camilo, he likes to strike more than he likes to go for the takedowns, but he does have takedowns in his arsenal. He is pretty physical and strong. And I kind of feel like he's going to get it done this week. But man, at the end of the day, man, Borshchev is seasoned in MMA at this point in time. You know, he is seasoned in UFC, and Camilo hasn't proved anything yet. So do I want to get in front of someone like Borshchev, where Camilo hasn't proved anything, but Borshchev has? I don't think El Sawadi proved much. So I was happy to take the shot on Camilo with the upside of him young, improving. But it's very tough to back a -170 price tag, as we can see here, a -170 price tag on Camilo when the guy just isn't proven. So I'm not going to do that, boys. I want to think about this one a little bit more. It was a late edition, so I didn't get to do as much tape as I would want to do. But we have multiple days until the UFC anyway, so I'm going to think about it a little bit more. I'm going to do a little bit more tape study, and then I'm going to come back to you. Hopefully, my man JB has a little bit more of a strong opinion, and he's right here, right now. So I'm going to get him on, and he's doing what he always should be doing on stream. I mean, I don't know if you want to show that. All right, he's showing that right now. I'm going to ask you, first of all, what pack that is, and then I'm going to get into your Borshchev breakdown, please.
Oh,
that's some loud. That's some loud.
My bro Lou was good, dog. It's been a while.
Yeah, we back, bro. We back. We ready, man.
We're here now, right? It's the Rude Boy pack, unfortunately. R.I.P. my dude Randy Brown. It's a sad day, but I had to bet on Bonfim. I got -151. Like, he just knocked him out, bro. It was a good fight for me. So I don't want to say lucky, but it was a good one for me.
Nice, bro. Nice.
Yeah.
So how you feeling about this card?
I think it's a fucking banger, bro. I think this is one of the best cards of the year. One necessarily like ready. I don't know what's good with Twitter, because earlier this week, the reason I messaged you on IG was because I wasn't getting, it was just kept spamming notifications. So I'm like, either he's messaging me a bunch right now, or like it's just a glitch, because it was glitching on me the other day too. So my bad, bro. I'm here though. I'm here. I'm so hyped, bro. I would have been so pissed if I missed this.
Yeah, I know. I was like, fuck, best card of the year, and you're not gonna be here, bro. But I'm glad we got it done. So
let's go.
We can do it around this time every week.
Yeah. You if you want to do it this time, perfect.
It's gonna have to be this time for me because it's like 6:45 p.m. now. So
yeah, that's perfect, bro.
it's getting to that late time for me. Obviously, the usual time we go live is like 3, 4 a.m. for me right now. So that's good, man.
Yeah, it's
Guys,
crazy. Yeah.
you heard it here first, man. You got to hold JB to that. This similar time every single week. And we're going to start off with Borshchev versus Camilo, JB. Let me know your pick.
No, I like what you said. I don't think Camilo is the worst striking. He's pretty solid on the feet. Underrated. Slava's good. I don't know with him because sometimes his durability just is random sometimes. I don't know if he's gonna get chinned in like any single fight. He's clean though. He's got a nice check left hook, solid kicks. Like he's the striking coach, I believe it is, at Team Alpha Male. So like the guy knows what the fuck he's doing on the feet. He's had a seasoned kickboxing career. But I do think Camilo at Extreme Couture, I think he has a little more paths to win this fight, possibly with the wrestling, controlling Slava on the ground. We've seen Slava taken down and exposed on the ground before. I don't think he has I don't think he's such a super mark to the sub either. Everyone's kind of just saying like it's like an easy sub. I do think he can be submitted, but he is very good at on the ground. He's like squirmy because he chooses the best of two really bad positions. Like in that Chase Hooper fight, it's like if you go for the arm triangle, he'll give up the back. But then when you start to go for the back, he goes back to his back. So it's like really hard to submit the guy, in my opinion. Terrence McKinney, and we'll probably talk about him in a couple weeks here, or maybe even today. You know, he's got a back take early in round one. That's his that's his thing. So I do think, Slava got choked there, but I don't think it's necessarily going to be an auto sub for Camilo. And the other thing is too, I think they might be smart and say maybe this time, hey, you went for that sub last time. You kind of gassed yourself in a way and then got caught. Maybe let's go and control this fight, like win it like a Mike Davis, smart IQ game plan. I think that's how he approaches it, and I think he get a decision or just like an over in this spot. It's kind of, risky because I can see this fight ending a lot of ways, but I don't hate the plus money.
So it's plus money for the over 2.5. You mean? Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
What's the price for that? It's not the worst of all time. I mean, it's going to be tough for Camilo to. It's weird, bro. Because like you said, Borshchev, bro, this guy gets hurt in like loads of fights, but then he doesn't really get knocked out. Has he ever been knocked out? I don't think he has.
Virtually in the Chase Hooper fight, he got knocked out, but the ref didn't stop it. And
I mean, that was ground and pound though, right? It's like a little bit different.
But
he did get dropped. He got dropped, but like he was never close to being knocked out on the feet. I mean, Camilo could ground and pound him, but it's weird because he gets rocked in so many fights, but then he just never gets knocked out. And he hardly gets submitted either, really. It's weird, though. It looks like he could be submitted or knocked out in any fight, and then it just doesn't happen. The over 2.5 rounds, not too bad. I mean, I might just like that. If I could get 170 on GTD versus plus 135 on over, I'll definitely take the GTD. It's not really a matter of someone gassing, I don't think.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, I honestly am not going to write anything down for this one, bro, but let us know if you want anything.
I saw Camilo decision was like plus 370. I don't think that's the worst bet. He's favored to win the fight. I think he has a wrestling path, and it could be sneaky.
370?
Yeah, on FanDuel.
All right, sweet. Okay, cool. Move on to the next fight. Baisanga Susurkaev versus Eric McConico. Yeah, Susurkaev up at minus 1,000, minus 950 range. Very, very big price tag for him. What do I have to say about him? Not much. I mean, I was there live in Chicago to see his fight against Tom Noland, and bro, everyone in the crowd was going crazy when he got rocked. He got wobbled badly there, done the stanky leg, and I was thinking, no way, Tom Noland's gonna get this done. I mean, Susurkaev was looking like the truth, after he came off Contender Series, and he actually made the turnaround quicker than Khamzat Chimaev in like 3 or 4 days rather than a week or whatever it was. And then he almost got fraud checked immediately. I mean, I think at some point, Susurkaev's going to run into somebody who he just can't bully. He can't beat, basically. I don't think he's champ material, but I do feel like he has... The thing about Susurkaev I don't necessarily like is just the way he's talking after proving nothing, I guess Chimaev was kind of like that, but I don't see the same way. I mean, Susurkaev is out here saying like he's going to retire Eric McConico. He's out here saying that he's Dana White's favorite fighter of all time. He's out here saying that he's going to be the greatest fighter in MMA history. And I'm like, all right, look, it's all right to say that type of stuff to some degree, but it's constant. I hear it from his social media and his interviews. It's like he's non-stopping. And if I know anything about MMA, those things rarely go right. You know what I mean? So I kind of feel like it might bite him in the ass at some point. I don't think Eric McConico is going to be the guy to do it. He's minus 1,000 for a reason. McConico obviously gets hurt in most of his fights. I think he has a bad chin, and Susurkaev is probably only going to need 1 or 2 shots to finish him. Ruzabayev cracked him, hurt him badly. Even on the regional scene, this guy's getting hurt very, very badly. So it might happen again. Cody Brundage even hurt this guy badly. So I feel like he's going to hurt him badly. I just feel like there's probably a level difference here, man. Is it going to come in round 1? I don't know. I think it could go in round 2 and round 3, to be honest. The over is going to be a very, very ugly, sweaty over, and it could just happen at any point. So I don't know whether I lean to that. It seems like a fight I might just pass on. As you can potentially tell by my speech, I was going to say I don't have an angle, but then I'm looking at plus 200s for the over 1.5. Now, this is starting to intrigue me a little bit. I saw it at like plus 130s. Now I'm seeing plus 200s. I don't necessarily agree with that one, man. I mean, McConico can judge range pretty well. You know, McConico has that good rear hand, good rear straight, good power to potentially keep Susurkaev honest. He also has that good rear head kick to potentially keep Susurkaev at bay. Susurkaev hurt in his first fight. Maybe he goes a little bit patient now. Maybe he doesn't go insane like he did on the Contenders and then in his subsequent UFC debut. So if anything, I'd be looking to the big plus money over. Or maybe a Susurkaev round 2, round 3 play. You could double dip on the round 2 if that happens. But that's my preliminary take. I don't have a strong one on this one, boys. Hard to find an angle when a fight is minus 1,000. What do you think, JB?
Yeah, I don't even want to add any more to that. I'm with you all the way. I didn't think it was going to get to round 3, but it's possible. Like I think round 2 it would be. It likely comes in round 1 because McConico is pretty chinny. So Susurkaev is like a bit of a better striker, but I do agree with a lot of what you say. When I wrote down like props for the fight, I just thought round 2 at plus 4, or I see plus 500. So that felt a bit much to me.
Yeah, fair enough. Did you want to write anything down?
Nah, bro, it's a hard fight to bet realistically because McConico's durability is pretty bad, and I feel like it could come at any point.
Yeah, same.
You write the over if you want.
Yeah, I'll write the over just so we have something written down for that. Am I gonna put an over in a Susurkaev fight against?
I'm not betting the under at plus like minus 220 or whatever it was.
Yeah, no, that's crazy, bro. Might even go Susurkaev 2-3.
That's a bet.
Yeah, maybe. Do you have odds for 2-3?
Just 2-3. We do this all the time. Damn, I'm so sorry. I wish we did. It's kind of bullshit that I don't.
Well, we don't have 2-3 odds.
I can only get the KO 2-3.
I can get 2-3 odds on a bunch of books, man.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Or if I'm wrong, guys, comment it.
You Americans need to step your game up.
I agree. No, that's ridiculous.
That's what all the Americans are telling me. Like, there's no 2-3. If there's no 2-3, you know, you just go a little bit on round 3. Yeah, a little bit on round
2 and
then a little bit on round 3.
Yeah, that's what I did. I was looking at some good odds.
What's round 2 and then 3?
I'll just look on FanDuel because that's the book I have open like right now.
It's all good. And boys, we just fade in the early finish on the minus 1,000, basically, boys.
Didn't he get his Contender Series fight? Like it was round 2. I'm pretty sure.
Round 1.
It was round 1. Yeah, it was round 1. I remember now. But he had a couple finishes in round 2 on his record. Most of them early in round 1, but
yeah, man. I mean, at the end of the day, bro, I don't see why it wouldn't go into round 2. Like, I mean, I definitely do see why it wouldn't. I just feel like it can. It can. McConico is pretty fast, man, and like I said, he hits hard, so he keeps Susurkaev at bay. And if he grapples, you know, maybe it goes a little bit over as well.
I don't even have round props on this book, bro. Oh, I'm on the wrong because I clicked the wrong button.
Oh, I can check the 2-3
Just
actually. It's
yeah,
just
check it
I
on there.
I, I only have one screen, bro. So
I
it's just a bit
apologize.
awkward because I got to click on.
We'll get it. We'll figure it out. I
Yeah,
will.
I will only ever have one
Miss
screen while I'm traveling. Can
Miss
you see that?
Czar, bro.
Yeah, I know Zar. Where you at, bro? Susurkaev. Yeah, bro. I was with Zar when we watched the Bro, look
Yes,
at that round 2
it was
versus round
Eric
3.
Nolan. I said Tom Nolan too. I think.
Oh, did I say Tom
Yeah,
Nolan?
but on some other books other than FanDuel, it's like plus 400. I seen. Like scroll to
Bro,
the
look at
right.
that. It's plus 375, plus 285 for
Yeah,
round 2, but then round 3 is like 1600. That's crazy.
yeah, it's a big jump.
I'm not playing fucking plus 285, bro. You gotta be fucking
Yeah, I think
kidding
you
me.
could probably line shop that one.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bet that, bro.
Yeah.
Um,
All right.
all right, we're
We
gonna
can
move on to the next fight. But boys, before we move on, we're gonna bring in a special guest. He's a friend of the show. You know who the boy is. Chris, what's
What's
going on, bro?
happening? How we
What's
doing,
up, brother?
guys?
Doing well, my man. How are you?
How's it going? I'm ready to make money. Let's do it.
Let's go.
You made us and everyone on the show a lot of money last time when you
Yeah.
beat Rebecca. So thank you for that, bro, on behalf of me and Parlay Madness community.
Yeah, nice. Thank you, guys. As I was saying this to a lot of my friends back home, like I've made them a lot of money because I think somebody sent me it. I've got it on my phone somewhere. My friend Logan sent me it. For like the 6 fights I've had, I've been like the favorite for like
I
one.
think you've been the underdog in like 5 in a row. I was just about to say it. It's
It's
insane.
amazing. I love it.
W. Like how do you feel about that? Because it's like, at some point, do you think the odds makers have to respect you?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's to do with the matchups and stuff as well. I've had a couple of bad performances in my eyes. My debut for one, then obviously in my third fight in UFC, I lost via rear naked choke. But I could tell you, I probably have told you a million times what happened in that camp. But nobody really cares about what happened in the camp. The people care about if you're a winner or you're a loser. So you're better off just shutting your mouth and moving on, and that's what I've done. And I just keep winning after that. And it's the only way you can do it, mate. It's like nobody cares about you when you're a loser, but then when you're a winner, everybody cares about you. So you just got to keep winning, and that's the secret.
Yeah, very true, man. It's the same.
How's my face look now this time, James, compared to the last time you seen me?
You look a bit better, bro. You look a bit better than last time.
Oh, Jesus. My face is some mess.
That was a war, bro. But a lot of that injury you had to your face and that came in round 3, correct?
Yeah. I was trying to finish him, man. My coach in the corner was like, he's trying to trade his jab with your cross. So keep doing it. He says, put some more into it and just press forward on him. He's gassing. You can see him. Every time he touches his body, he's feeling it. And that's what I tried to do. And I sustained a lot of damage in it. But that's what happens when you try and finish fights. But in the long run, Hunter Campbell, Sean Shelby, Dana White, they always want to see finishes. So, I got paid generously for it, and I'll do it again in an instant.
Yeah. I don't think you're going to have to try and push it in your next fight. Terrence McKinney's going to come out there looking to kill or be killed. So you ain't going to have to go and find him out there. I mean, we spoke about this a little bit before. Is there any updated thoughts you have on the matchup? I mean, I guess it's going to be a complete car crash. You can't tell us exactly how you're approaching it. But, yeah, what's your thoughts on the matchup? And I'm sure you're expecting a first-round finish, etc.
See, to be honest, I can pretty much tell you what's going to happen because, I think he's very one-dimensional in his approach. He's either going to take you back and try and rear naked choke you, then gas himself, and then I'm going to finish him in the second round. 2, he's going to come out again and try and knock me out. Then he's going to gas himself, and then I'm going to try and knock him out. It's like I think he fights scared, and I think that's why. Because it's scary fighting in there. I'm not saying I'm not scared, but he fights scared, and he's really like set on like getting it done quick. It's not to do with his mentality. It's not to do with his demeanor when it comes to fighting. Like I know people who have trained with him, and I know how he performs in the gym. He's just been one of those guys that puts it all together in round one. And I just feel like I'm a far better athlete, far better fighter. You know, I've got so many attributes that I've been working on over the years that, you know, I just don't feel like this. Obviously, guys, the guy can hit me in the first round and it could be fucking lights out. But that's why I'm over here and I'm training and keep my eyes open, keep my eyes sharp. We all know he's got a hard first round, and you know he's never won a fight past the first round. So we just need to get past that.
Yeah, and he's also been finished in round one a couple of times as well. You know, because people out there, they're like, "Oh, Terrence McKinney, you know, he's a killer in round one." He is a killer in round one, but let's not forget he got knocked out in 30 seconds by Ribovics with a head kick. He got finished in round one by JB. What was the other fellow?
Bonfim, the guy that just got finished recently.
That was round two. That was round two.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Switch knee, and I think he's a 45er, man. He's like 5'8". I know he struggled to make weight a few times, but like I just don't like. He's a small guy. Like I feel like I'm a bigger opposing figure when it comes to the cage.
I've met him before. Actually, he's actually really cool. Briefly, I just said like, "What's up, T-Rex?" Because he was at the fights over here. But I think he might have been smoking a blunt in the parking lot. I don't know. Don't take my word.
Yeah. So he probably is, bro. And that's the thing. Like I don't do any of that shit. Anybody who smokes, I know for a fact they're not going to beat me on cardio. So he's in for a long night. He's seen in my last fight that I could do this for 3 rounds, and he can barely do it for a round. So we're in for a long night. And I've always been humble, and he's and he is a nice guy. I know that for a fact because I have talked to him briefly over Instagram and Facebook and all that sort of stuff. So like he is a nice guy, but we're going to war.
It's business, right? Yeah, it's a fucking fight.
I said that to Rebecca when we left. Like we weighed in at the ceremonial weigh-ins at the Apex, and he was smiling at me in the Apex. And I remember walking in the back and I was like, "Remember tomorrow, motherfucker, we are fighting. Remember this." And then he's like, "Whoa, what do you mean, brother?" I was like, "Tomorrow, we are the main event. Remember this. Fight of the night." "Oh, okay. And, you know, people like Terrence obviously messages me, and he messaged me last time when we got matched, and he said, "I'm looking forward to competing with you, brother." We're not competing. We're fighting.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that, bro. It's funny how a lot of different fighters approach the game differently. You know, it's very interesting for me to see that everyone's got different personality. It's interesting you say that you think he fights scared, you know, like it seems like there is a lot of nervous energy when he goes out there. Even go back to his Dana White's Contender Series first fight against Sean Woodson, where he's just like shooting for takedowns consistently, so much so that he was easily red and he threw the knees. And then he got knocked out with a knee there in round 2.
Was that the round 1?
That was round 2. He got knocked out by Dober in round 1. Yeah,
yeah, that's it.
The thing is with Terrence, he, like I say, like when he gets the position, he's extremely good. I've studied a lot of his tape. He's extremely good and extremely finessed to get to the back. He's also quite good in the front headlock chokes because he trained a little bit with Kevin Holland. So obviously, you know, I'm going to be working on my front headlock defense, my rear naked choke defense. When he gets on the back, he is relentless with the chokes, and that burns his arms out, and that's probably what's going to happen. I do think he'll probably get me down at some point, but to keep me down and take my back, it's going to be a different story. I'm in here with the best guys in the world. I'm in here with Renato Moicano. I'm in here with Grant Dawson. You know, these sorts of guys are absolute specialists on the back. So I will, like 3 days a week, I'm doing bad positions with these guys. So I'm putting myself into the worst case scenario and I'm defending, you know.
Yeah, I mean, Grant Dawson, I know he's a good friend of yours, and you ain't getting no one better on the back than Grant Dawson, outside of maybe Moicano, who you mentioned as well. I mean, the way Grant takes the back is so elite, man, and he's really good at wrestling. And just transition from Grant's body lock takedown to the fucking back is like beautiful to watch. He does it on everybody. Everyone knows he's going to do it, and they can't stop it. So are you drilling, like, are you getting Grant to take your back every day in training? Is
they
that
just
like
start the way? That's what he's saying. They're gonna start with him on the back, like the round starts, and that's what you're right.
Yep, that's correct. So every Saturday and every Wednesday, Grant starts on my back with the body triangle in. We do it from different positions too. Maybe turtle, maybe one hook in, maybe start on the front headlock. But 90% of the time, Grant gets my back, and you know, and if I can get Grant off my back, I'm going to get anyone off my back. I don't know if you've seen this statistic online. The UFC has a statistic about Grant Dawson. He's like the top rated rider in the
Yeah.
UFC. He's
Yeah.
got the highest ride time or control time in the UFC, which is it's fucking insane. The guy is a nightmare to train with. Put it that way.
Yeah, I can imagine, bro. So yeah, I can't wait for that one. It's going to be a great one. But yeah, we'll get into this card, Chris. We was just breaking down. I don't know if you know this fella. He just made his UFC debut in Chicago. His name's Baisangar Susurkaev. He came through the Dana White's Contender Series, fought about 4 days later.
Oh, yep. I remember him.
Yeah, so he's fighting Eric McConico at middleweight. I don't know if you have anything to say about that one, if you know them.
I'm all up for, obviously, the guy who takes those fights short notice. It just shows what type of person he is. You know, a lot of people wait for the perfect moment when it comes to fighting. I can't even pronounce his name, to be honest with you, man. How do you say it? That's a girl.
Baisangar Susurkaev, I think.
But yeah, I think I've never seen this other guy as well.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
obviously,
he's all right.
Kamsat's training partner as well, isn't he?
Yes. Is he? Is he? Is
Yeah,
he
he trains with he's a Hamzat training partner. He's right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you know, I don't think he's elite quite yet, but I think he's got the power to be elite. You know, he's definitely going out there. How many times has he fought this year? 3.
This will be his 3rd. Yeah, Dana White's Contender Series. Then he made his debut, and now he's fighting again just a few months later.
What a fucking G.
Yeah, I met some of his team. They wanted some T-shirts off. I don't know if you've ever seen those Carlos Prates T-shirts, and it has the Marlboro sign, like it has the cigarette packet Marlboro on the T-shirts. So the guys who create those, called Full Violence, they're on Instagram. They're my friends. I was with them, and Susurkaev's team came up to them, and it was like, "Give us a T-shirt. We want a T-shirt." And they're like, "Nah, then they're not for you. These are already allocated to other people." And they're like, "Yeah, but we're with Susurkaev. Susurkaev is gonna be champion. Like, give us the T-shirt." And the guy's like, "No, I'm not giving you the T-shirt." And then they kind of just walked off, and it was like this awkward thing. And then everyone was like, "What's wrong with those guys?" So I don't really know much about their team, but it was a little bit of an awkward encounter there. But I do think
Russians.
Yeah. I think it was strange, man, because then Carlos came out with all his Brazilians, and there was not like a standoff, but it was just a little bit awkward because they was right on the table next to us, and then Carlos and that lot were on this table, and then he starts playing his crazy Brazilian music and like half staring at him as he's playing it and like dancing, and it was just weird, man, because it was at the Fighter Hotel in Chicago. And there was all, everyone walking past each other. How do you deal with that? I mean, you've spoke of it a little bit, but have you ever been in awkward situations in like fighter hotels or media days where people are half staring you down? They're in your weight class or any weird situations like that?
Yeah, nothing too crazy, to be totally honest with you. I've been very fortunate. I've had a lot of respectful individuals who I've been scheduled to fight against. There was one guy who's absolutely irrelevant to all of us, but Kiefer Crosby, he had ended up, when I fought in Bellator for a time, he was just like, his attitude in the lobby, like when he was here, there and everywhere, like he was just absolute attitude, and I was just like, you're a fucking plum. So it was just like, that was the only time I thought to myself, like, if he says anything, he's getting his fucking face ripped off him. But other than that, most fighters are general guys, but you like the guy like Kiefer Crosby is all bark, he's got no bite to him, as you can see from his last 3 performances. So
yeah, well, you won't cross paths with him in the octagon, that's for sure. So
nope,
you ain't gotta worry about that one. Look,
I
someone
would have loved that. It would have been the easiest fight in the division if I got him, especially if it was upper weight class as well.
Yeah, that would have been a nice bonus. But
yeah,
like I said, you ain't gonna worry about bonuses with Terrence McKinney as your next opponent, and you got a couple bonuses. Have you got a few bonuses in a row, or was
2.
that only for the lot? A
No,
row?
not in a row. No, I had
okay.
Jordan Vucenic. They didn't give me a bonus. Dana wasn't happy with my performance. He said after I knocked him down, I shouldn't have shot on him in the second round.
Wow.
Yeah, so I don't know.
He's a hard man. He's a hard man to please, old Dana.
Just like my missus.
Yeah. Yeah. So we got Pepe saying, Chris, do you think Slava wins? So obviously you fought Slava. He's fighting on the first fight of the night against Mateus Camilo, who's only fought once in the UFC, so you might not know him, but any opinion on that fight?
I've trained with the Brazilian guy.
Oh, okay.
He trains out of Extreme Couture, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, to be honest, if I don't know how much better he's got since the last time I trained with him, but I think when I trained with him, he was a featherweight as well. I do think this is a reasonably good fight for Slava because, I just think he's a bigger person, and I didn't rate the other guy's grappling. I don't think that it would cause Slava any sort of issues. He would be fucking stupid like me and not grapple. Like I should have grappled more in my Contender Series fight, but like we just said before, Dana's a hard guy to please, so I tried to go and please, and I tried to put on a performance, and it doesn't matter. I got my shot again. We got back into the UFC, but I think Slava is big problems for anybody on the feet. He's national Russian team for kickboxing. The guy's an absolute fucking freak when it comes to striking. So I think Mark Diakese has kind of showed the way to beat this guy, and if that guy doesn't do it, he's going to be in for a long night or a short night.
Yeah, good insight there, lads, because Chris has trained with the Brazilian fella and fought Slava. So we got Angela Hill, Fatima Klein. I'm gonna pass on that one for now, boys. Let's speak about
toilet break.
We'll go back to that one. You know what I mean? And no disrespect to the girls, we'll go back to that one. Pat Sabatini versus Chepe Mariscal. This is a grappler. Well, Pat Sabatini is an elite grappler. I love to see Pat grappling. Anytime he takes someone down, his top control is so good. Running through other good grapplers like JSP, submission, made it look easy there. Chepe is a dog. This guy will keep coming. Great cardio, and he will never quit on himself. I do feel like Pat has a big top control advantage here. They've actually fought as well, so this is a rematch. Chepe won via split decision in the last fight, and basically what happened there, Pat got the takedowns multiple times, but he couldn't really keep position. And he was a lot more submission over position back then. I think this was 8 years ago in LFA, I believe. And he has definitely changed his game now, right? So he's more controlling you and taking the submissions if it presents itself. Whereas before, I feel like he was a bit more of a jiu-jitsu fighter, wanted to submit you. And Chepe was in some deep submission attempts, but he was able to break out. I think this fight's going to go differently, where Pat's still going to get the takedowns like he did in that fight, but he ain't going to rush the positions like, in my opinion, he did in that fight. And he's going to control Chepe for longer. Now, look, if the fight's on the feet, Pat's always liable to get knocked out because I don't think he has a good chin. He's been knocked out by fighters who don't really have much knockout power, like Damon Jackson, and he's been knocked out multiple times in the UFC already. So Chepe can crack him. I personally think Pat's probably going to ride it out. Submission at plus 600 is wide because Pat can submit anybody on his day, but probably more than likely a decision. Chris, I don't know if you got any opinion on these guys. Similar weight class to you.
Took the words right out of my mouth, mate. I think Pat is going to probably, though I didn't know these guys fought previously until I seen your post, I think maybe yesterday, and that kind of changed my thought process on it. I think what he's going to do is he's going to ride him a little bit more, and rather than try and submit him, just for that reason, he want to secure that win, get that rematch in, and make sure he gets the W. What's it on decision for Pat?
The odds aren't good. That's the thing. So that's the thing. Like, if I was to pick this fight, right, like the same thing I would do, Lucrative is saying, like, I'll pick the decision, but the odds for the submission are kind of juicy because Pat's just a good grappler, man.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like oftentimes we'll bet against our picks. We might pick one fighter to win, but if the odds are shit and the odds are good on another fighter, we might take that fighter. So although I think Pat will probably win a decision, if they're going to give me 6-1 for a submission play, I might be forced into it. JB, you got any different opinion on this one?
Nah, I agree. I do think Chepe could, win. Like, I understand, like, the take. Like, maybe you see it as a 50-50 fight. It's like a striker kind of versus grappler. Chepe with the pressure.
Chepe, same thing.
I did that 2 times already. I keep switching the letters. It's early morning, I guess.
My name is Jeff.
Oh man, but I do think Sabatini is like a super legit black belt. He rides top control very well. Good from that top half guard. Super good pressure. I think it would have to be Chepe making a big mistake because I don't think he's going to force the positions like you guys said. But Chepe might be really urgent to get back to his feet if he's losing rounds, losing minutes. I could see him making a big mistake, and Pat can take the back and get that choke. I think he's one of the better grapplers in the UFC, personally.
Yeah, that's a good point. Chepe is a little bit reckless as it is, like he's kind of reckless. He walks.
I've seen him give up his back a few times on film. Like,
oh yeah,
I forget the fight, but he spends time on his back, and it's like you can't just give these positions to these jiu-jitsu guys who know what they're doing. It's okay to do versus a guy who's doesn't have that threat, but versus a guy like Sabatini where he could take your back, he could arm triangle you. You got to make these like very small movements. You got to make them calculated because he's really good, man.
Yeah, the risk to reward factor needs to be in there, when he's going to be giving up his back. Like for instance, did you ever see him fight Trevor Peake? The Chepe guy.
Yep.
He was like head and arm throwing him. And I was like, God's sake, like doing a head and arm throw is quite risky, and like the risk to reward factor on that, like, oh, he might be an absolute specialist in it, but like if you lose the head, the guy's got your back. So you're close, So I'm all about that in training for sure. I don't spend much time on my back, in training. And for that exact reason.
Is there any specific moves that you won't do? Like I know a lot of people out there say like, oh, you never throw like a lead uppercut, or you never throw a punch behind a kick or whatever it is. But I just feel like everyone has different styles and people can pull off whatever they're good at. For example, people say never fight with your hands down, of course, right? Like a Muay Thai fighter would never do that. But Michael Venom Page has made a whole living out of it.
Yeah.
The head and arm throw is definitely up there where it's like, you have to be a legit specialist to really pull that off consistently because you can't get your back taken. But is there anything out there where either you just completely don't do because you don't think it's good for yourself, or you don't think it's good to throw those type of moves in MMA in general?
It's mainly more so like I'll not do it in training because I think it's dangerous to my partner, i.e. a scissor sweep, like if I've got a single leg and I throw my other knee in behind their legs to sweep them. I try and stay away from flying submissions. Obviously, I have jumped the guillotine a couple of times, but I always make sure I've got it, and I always place my foot on their back in training. I never jump it completely, just because of the injuries that you can sustain from it. I don't think there isn't, like you said, there's not a technique. You shouldn't put your flag in any one given point just because you don't think it's a good move. There's always a time and a place for it. Like fires are bad for houses, but fires are good to keep you warm. It's like there's always a fucking plus and a minus,
Yeah. I feel you. JB, you're gonna have to help me on with the odds, bro, because it's kind of hard to
I got you. Yeah, no worries. I'll bring them up right now. I've seen plus 500 Sabatini. You could probably get good number there.
Yeah, we'll leave it.
Yeah, we're good. I'll bring the odds up right now. The last thing I was gonna say, real quick, is ever since the last loss Pat Sabatini had, he's been working with a sports psychologist, and he's attributed it to like this recent win streak. Chris, do you think there's any like legitimate? Do you work with a sports psychologist, or like do you think there's anything to that?
I have for a little bit, but they only serve a purpose for so long, and then it becomes quite repetitive. So I think dropping in when you need it as a fighter is good. I went in and I got it after when did I think it was my second UFC fight or my third UFC fight. Yeah, it was after a win, and then I lost, and then I took him on. So he gave me some. It was more about like how I talk to myself a little bit before a spar, say some positive things. That's why I don't know if I told you guys last time I was on here about if you've seen my performance. I think it was against Jordan Vucenic, and I said to everybody on the mic, I am the fucking man. Like, and everybody was like making memes about it, saying like when you last more than 2 minutes with your girlfriend and stuff like that. It was so funny. But there was a reason behind that. And the reason was that I had a little bit of imposter syndrome when I arrived here at American Top Team. I didn't know if I belonged here with these top 10 guys and all these sorts of things. So my sports psychologist said, start listening to songs that tell you that you're the man, you're the king, you're this, you're that, to give you some sort of inspiration. And always remember that you are the man, and remember what got you to the dance. And that would be your fighting style and how you prepare and stuff like that. So I did a lot of that stuff, and I written in my notes a couple of things like, tell everybody when you win, and when you win in spectacular fashion, which I did, that you are the man and you are the most exciting Scottish fighter to come out of the UFC. And that's what I've done. So that served a really good purpose. And believe it or not, as well, I've actually used a hypnotherapist to try and help me with my way of thinking. I don't think it's to do with like it's not going to be the be all and end all. It's not going to change your complete life, but it can add in a percentage game as well. You know how close these fights can be sometimes. So adding a couple of percent onto yourself is always a plus.
Yeah, that's a great insight, bro. I think a lot of people neglect the mental side of the game, and most fighters at the top of the game. To be honest, not even most fighters. It's not just fighters. It's fucking businessmen. It's athletes in every single sport on the planet. It's people who have done great things, inventors, people, painters. Literally, most people at the top of life in general say that whatever they do is 99% mental. When you really get to the top of the top, because everyone's working hard, everyone's got their own, physicality behind them, whatever. You doing the thing at the highest level anyway. So it's interesting to hear you speak about the mental side of the game, man.
I think it all depends on your personality as well. Like,
yeah,
I always say to myself, for instance, like I know, like I'm trying to think of a fighter that, like Bobby Green. I can guarantee you, like that guy does not train as hard as I do, right? But that guy is elite. That guy is insane. He's so good, so fast, a really top tier fucking fighter. But his personality, you can just tell that he smokes a joint. He's cool, calm, collected. He uses more style. He's creative.
Yeah.
Whereas me, on the other hand, I am not all of those things. I work hard and push to the boundaries. That's the different styles and the different mentalities that these people have. And I don't think Bobby Green's going to be looking for a sports psychologist. He's probably looking for the next fucking green plant that's going to make him buzz.
Yeah, bro.
But
it's true. Everyone has completely different personalities, and you kind of have to change model your life to whatever suits that personality. But honestly, I feel like anyone can benefit from at least some positive self-talk, at least some positive visualization. I remember Volkanovski says something very similar to what you said earlier, where at first, when he came into the UFC, had some imposter syndrome coming from Australia. He wasn't really bigging himself up too much to the public, to the people. And he did a great interview about 3-4 years ago, I think after one of his Max fights, Max Holloway. And I actually posted it on my Twitter. And I remember that interview till this day. I took a lot from it. And he said that he used to people please all the time. He didn't really want to step on toes. He doesn't want to say he's the best. But I think he actually got this from a sports psychologist who told him the same thing. You need to start owning who you are. You're the best in the world. Say it with your chest. Say it out loud. And he started to do that on the mic. And he said ever since then, he's felt a lot freer. Like some chains were off him. Like, you know what? I feel a little bit more confident, a little bit. I don't have to people please anymore. So it's kind of not the exact same thing, but a similar thing to what you're saying. And, he was champion, man. So, yeah. Yeah.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. I'll need to have a look at that.
Yeah, I'll link it to you, bro. I'll send it to you.
Yeah,
I
please,
posted it on my Twitter a few years ago, but that was a good one. But yeah, moving on to this one, because we got people in the chat saying, we need the picks. We need the picks. We got the picks for you.
I'm not even reading that, bro. I'm done. I'm done reading the comments.
Yeah, it's all good.
Be quiet.
90% of the people are on the game. My man Rude One saying Men's Mental Health Month, boys. I didn't know it was Men's Mental Health Month. That's good. Mental layers are so important. Biggest battle is between the ears. Very true, bro. Very true.
For sure.
Carl Daukaus versus Gerald Meerschaert. Yeah, interesting fight. I kind of feel like if the UFC boots you out like they did with Carl Daukaus and then brings you back, there's a reason for it. The UFC doesn't always get things right, but oftentimes they know what they're doing. And I feel like Carl Daukaus kind of showed that the UFC made the right decision in his last fight by knocking out Michel Pereira in round 1, who was about a -200-300 favorite going into that fight. I personally didn't think Carl Daukaus impressed that much on the regional scene after his UFC stint, but he's back here now. He's a big favorite over Gerald Meerschaert. At the end of the day, the blueprint to beat Gerald Meerschaert is kind of there. Like, he's a little bit slow on the feet. He's a little bit wooden. He does have sneaky power, and he's a bit of a sneaky technical striker, but he can be hurt. If you're faster than him, you can kind of tee off on him. And, you know, he comes late. He comes on late in round 2 and round 3. But, I mean, he's got 20 losses at the end of the day. That's a lot of losses. You know, he's got 37 wins, 37 wins and 20 losses.
Oh, shit.
Absolute veteran of the game.
Fucking hell.
What's your opinion on this fight?
I don't know, man. You know, I just see two guys here, a young guy and an old guy. I don't study much of that weight class. Obviously, I know they're kind of elite of the elite, but you know, I heard Gerard Meerschaert's got quite good jiu-jitsu. He's sneaky in the sense that he does everything relatively good, but nothing really stands out. Kyle, I think I've only seen him in his last performance. He knocked him out, didn't he?
Who knocked who out?
Kyle knocked out his last opponent, didn't he?
Yeah, he knocked out as a massive underdog.
He is he?
No, he knocked his last opponent out, but he was a big underdog in that fight.
I was going to say, if he was an underdog in this fight too, I would probably take him.
He's a big favorite. He's -300, I think. Last time I looked at the odds, JB,
I think it's even wider than that now.
Yeah, -500 now, man. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you could ever bet Kyle Daukaus -500. It's simple as that, bro. Like,
nah,
that last knockout.
What's it for Gerard for submission?
Gerard's submission is always a good bet. No matter
the way you think, dog. I like the way you think. I ain't gonna lie.
Meerschaert sub is +6, 7-1, 8-1.
Yeah,
not bad.
Right.
That could be a wee sneaky one there.
Yeah,
has
JB?
Daukaus ever been submitted? I don't
know. I'll have
either.
to check.
Yeah,
I don't think so. He's been knocked out a good few times.
I mean, he's solid. Like, I understand the narrative that he's coming back and the UFC brought him back for a reason. But to me, I just see it as kind of a fight. It's a fight. And Gerald Meerschaert's probably at the latter end of his career. I picked Daukaus to win, but there's no value. I'm not going to bet this fight.
Daukaus ITD -145. I mean, if he wins, surely he's got... I mean, I don't know, but if he wins, surely it has to be ITD, man. Yeah. Like, Gerald's been finished so many times now. Daukaus is a good grappler as well, bro. I think he can get on top and submit him. Do I like the price? I don't know. I'm going to write it down because we need to write some shit down. This is a great fight. This one next up, man. Malcolm Wellmaker taking on Cody Haddon. Wellmaker's got that star quality. You know, he's got a lot of hype around him at the moment. Cody Haddon is a great fighter out of Australia. You know, he's part of that Quillen Salkild camp. Salkild's kind of making a run as well now. This is a great fight, man. Honestly, boys, like, I kind of feel like Cody Haddon could get this one done as a +130 underdog. He's a much better wrestler, much better grappler, and Malcolm Wellmaker, he times his shots so well. He has so much power, probably the most power in the bantamweight division today. I don't think there's anyone at bantamweight who hits harder than Malcolm Wellmaker. I truly believe that. But he has to, this is an MMA fight, you know, so I think Cody can use his wrestling. And Cody's a great boxer himself. He might even be a better technical boxer than Malcolm. Malcolm's just very good at... Yeah,
Jeez.
massive bantamweight, which is another
Huge.
thing. Yeah,
which is Christ.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, he's always a lot bigger than his opponents. And he seems like he makes the weight pretty well. But this is a great fight, honestly, man. I can't pick it. I feel like it should be 50-50. I think there's value on Cody Haddon here. JB, what do you think?
I've been going back and forth on this one all week because I do see the wrestling path for Haddon, but I think Wellmaker's well prepared. We've seen him grappled a little bit on the regional. but it's been a while. I do think he'll be making improvements. The kid's just got nasty power, bro. It's not somebody I really want to be getting on the other side of right now, especially with the momentum. You could say it's all recency bias, but I do think the kid's special. He's got clean left hook, clean just power that I don't know, man. Haddon just seems a little bit more like pitter patter shots, whereas Wellmaker puts a lot more stank behind it per se.
I think Haddon's got some power, bro.
For real?
Yeah, bro. I think he's got power, man.
You think he can knock out Wellmaker?
They're bantamweight. It's not like super common. Wellmaker obviously is a little bit of an anomaly, but I think he can drop him. I think he can hurt him.
That's fair. I just think though, like Wellmaker could sleep him. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
think
he
the power
definitely
difference is right. So maybe I'm disrespecting Cody Haddon a little bit on the power edge, but I don't know. It's just scary. You get those power punchers, man. It's just, and he's not just like a McKinney, right? Like a round one or bust type guy. I think you go later into the fight, Wellmaker. Not that we haven't really seen it though at this level, so that could worry me.
Yeah,
but
nah, the guy's fucking legit. He went 8-1 as an amateur, and now he's going 9-0 as a pro. Chris, this guy Wellmaker has 3 right hook knockouts in a row, all in round 1.
Yeah, it's insane. Fucking, I seen his last one. He faked a kick or faked a knee and then dropped into his right hook. Really, really tasty. I actually use that sort of technique. I use it a little bit in sparring, but I put kicks behind it and stuff. But yeah, like to be honest, I've not really seen much of Cody. To be totally honest with you, Malcolm, I just think the size, the power. He could probably get it done pretty early if he hangs on. But like I say, that's just me being a little bit green when it comes to not knowing Cody. But what's he? Cody's 9-1.
8-1.
8-1.
Yeah, his only loss was to Steve Erceg in his second fight.
Yeah, it's fucking. Oh, I think I've seen that fight. Yep, I do remember that. So the guy's been in there with the best. He's now Steve Erceg's fought for the title. So.
Yeah.
Steve Erceg's a 125er though at the end of the day, and this is at 35. So.
But that was a while back.
And that was a long time ago. He fought Dan Argueta, who's like a 45er if I'm not mistaken. So. But I think Cody was the underdog in that fight, and I think I might have bet him.
He was the favorite. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I bet Argueta then. That's my fault. I think I might have bet Argueta.
Yeah, I bet on him. He's a favorite, but yeah, man, this is a great fight. I'm gonna write Haddon down just because I feel like it should be 50-50 in my opinion.
Yes.
But I'm not surprised if he gets slept, bro.
No.
But you're not just gonna keep knocking out everyone, man. Like, I don't know, not a bantamweight, You're not just gonna knock out everyone, and just win a title. Not a bantamweight, Maybe if you're a fucking middleweight or I guess Conor kind of did it at featherweight, but bantamweight and featherweight is still a big difference, man. Like some of these people making featherweight a jet. Look how big Conor is. He killed it. He's basically like a lightweight fighting at featherweight. So I'm just kind of fading that knockout. If he doesn't get a knockout, I think this fight, Cody probably looks like a favorite, to be honest. So that's what I think anyway. It's a good fight.
Yeah, good shout that.
Erin Blanchfield, Tracy Cortez. I don't have much on that one. I want to see some ones in the lightweight division. Oh, you know what, boys? Chris, how long you got? I know you're out right now.
I've got another 35 minutes, bro.
Let's speak about some of these better matchups because the main event, the main card is absolutely crazy, and there's some good lightweight matchups as well. I want to get your opinion on those. Boys, we will circle back to the other fights after we've done these. Beneil Dariush versus Benoit Saint-Denis. This is a great matchup. Obviously, Benny is like one of the best anti-grapplers in the entire division. And Benoit Saint-Denis, all he really knows is grappling. He did fight another wrestler and he knocked him out, Matt Frivola, who has a bit of a shaky chin, just like Benny. So I kind of feel like the same thing's going to happen with BSD getting a knockout. But I feel like Benny's going to be winning the fight until he gets knocked out. It's one of those ones. Chris, this is in your weight class. What do you think about this one?
I'm thinking, to be totally honest with you, in the best way possible. Obviously, I don't look too far in the future. I would love to see BSD winning, and then obviously me fighting someone like him would be fantastic. But that might put him too far up into the top 10 for me to even get a shot at him.
Yeah.
Whereas, for instance, if he lost, he might be just back to where he started. So either way, I think I'm looking to fight a younger fighter, just personally. But Dariush, like you say, anti-grappler, not so much amazing like finishing rates on grappling, but he's just got good control time, does everything pretty much right. But also as well, both southpaws and
Yeah.
Benoit Saint-Denis always opens up the body kicks.
Mm.
Every single fight, he always throws a left body kick, left body kick, left body kick. But now he's against this another southpaw. He may need to start maybe chopping the leg, or maybe doing these other leg, his right kick to the body, just to try and open things up a bit. But you've seen obviously Benil getting knocked out from a head kick from Charles, so I'm sure Benoit Saint-Denis is thinking about trying to open up to the head, and I wouldn't be surprised if Benoit Saint-Denis opens up in an orthodox stance just to get some kicks off, into the southpaw stance, that open stance. But I think BSD being the younger fighter, back into the win column as well, and obviously Benil Dariush is getting on his way now. I think, the younger fighter is going to kind of pull through into the later rounds.
Yeah, I agree. Do you think it's going to be a submission, knockout, decision?
I think probably a decision from Benoit Saint-Denis.
Interesting. That will be a good price. Decision will be definitely a big price because BSD is a finisher at the end of the day.
I saw like plus 300, plus 350
for decision.
Yeah, the books are kind of onto it.
I don't think he's ever won a decision.
And really?
Crazy because I don't think Benil really like loses a lot of decisions either. He's lost some, but
100% finish rate for Benoit Saint-Denis and 15 wins. That's pretty impressive, isn't it?
That's impressive. I didn't even know that statistic. He's a fucking warrior, bro.
Yeah, he is, bro. He only knows one way, which is forward.
Yeah, mad respect for him. He'd be a great fight for me going forward. I'd love that fight.
Yeah, I could see it happening. I could definitely see it
that's
happening.
the fight. That's the fight.
It could be fucking soon as well. That would be a good fight for you, I reckon, because one of the things I noticed when you fought Rebecca, especially being there live, was, man, like, you're fucking hard to grapple, man. Like, he could not grapple you, and Rebecca's known to be super strong, super physical, and he tried to grapple you multiple times. Yeah, he took you down once or twice maybe, but you just basically stood up with, like, I know you're using technique, but to me, a lot of it looked like raw strength from physicality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Derek Lewis them, just pushed them off, just stand up.
Yeah.
He got me down a couple of times with when I threw head kicks or a body kick to Mateus. He kicked my inside leg, and I ended up on my ass. And in the last round, you seen Rebecca obviously try to take me down just with a blast double, and he got sprawled on, and that kind of fucked him. But yeah, my takedown defense is probably one of the best in the gym, just because I'm training with these absolute elite grapplers. So I always like to test myself. I've been very fortunate that I've had the matchups that I've had right now in regards to they're mainly strikers and mainly going to come forward. They kind of fan favorite style. So if someone did try and grapple me like Benoit Saint-Denis or Benil Dariush, I feel like I could really capitalize on that, and it would actually open up my game a little bit more.
Yeah. I've just been tape studying Ian Gary versus Bilal Muhammad, who's fighting next week. And one thing I noticed about Ian is, like, his balance is so fucking unreal, man. And it helps him with his takedown defense a lot. And obviously, you're training takedown defense, like, technicality wise. But like I said, what I noticed was a lot of physicality. I wonder, do you do anything specifically to work on core strength, balance, physicality, to help you in, like, the grappling department?
So mainly it comes from the actual training itself. So remember I said to you, I do those positional rounds in the gym. So outside of camp, I do a lot of like positional rounds to get me into the positions that I like. So for instance, in half guard, I don't like try and use just my arms and just use my legs. I try and like wedge my knees behind. Like for instance, if someone's in half guard, I'll try and wedge my knees in behind their butt, and then I'll try and get like underhooks on them as well. So I've got two parts of pulling motions. So I can bring my knees to my chest, but I can also bring my hands above my head at the same time. And that's a lot to do with your core. I do a lot of core work, not crunches, maybe like isometric stuff like on your core. I don't know if you've seen my strength and conditioning stuff, a lot of rotational stuff as well.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that strength and conditioning these days is lifting the weight up and down. A lot of it comes from ballistics and through, you know, elastic bands and ballistic training, like twisting and rotation. And that helps with your core, because when you think about it, you know, a lot of the stuff that we do in MMA is unilateral. So unilateral means one-legged or on one leg or one arm, or off balance, maybe one left arm, one right leg, all these sorts of stuff. And that builds your isometric contraction within your core. So your kind of core tightness. And that is like you're tensing full pelt in a grappling match. And that's something that I work on quite regular.
Yeah, I could imagine that would help a lot. I've always looked at a lot of these fighter camps, and I think a lot of gyms are kind of stuck in traditional old school ways of training. You know, obviously there's innovation out there, but there is a lot of doing the same shit, repetitive stuff, at least in some of the gyms that I've been in, which house some champions. I'm not going to mention the gyms, you know, but I've noticed that a lot. I've always thought like it would be cool if fighters maybe did gymnastics, did calisthenics, you know, did fucking like that type of stuff. Have you ever done anything like that? Calisthenics, gymnastics? I know there's only so much time in the day, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's something that I think about quite regular. I've done, if you look back, maybe in COVID time, I did a lot of like calisthenics, you know, like with the bars and stuff. That did help a lot. But I did put on a lot of muscle doing that because there's a lot of high reps. And as you know, I cut quite a lot of weight when it comes to the fight itself. So I'm a constant battle of not trying to put on weight, but be as strong as I possibly can. And I do feel like a lot of my training partners say I'm one of the strongest guys they've ever went with, but I don't lift weights anymore. It's insane.
Yeah. This is going into the weeds a little bit, but I saw this thing called Free Solo. I don't know if anyone's seen it. It's on Netflix. You should watch it if you want some downtime. It's basically about these guys that scale mountains. Most of them go to red.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah. Oh, imagine doing that. Just imagine climbing that
It's
thing with
fucked.
no rope.
Yeah, so they basically, boys, they scale these massive mountains. I'm talking thousands of feet in the sky.
You're dead if you fall.
Yeah, with no rope. So if you fall, you're completely dead. And some of them take 5 to 6 hours to reach the top. And the reason I brung it up was because imagine how much fucking strength these guys have in their forearms and in their cores, because they have no equipment. All they have is some chalk, which can only do so much. Like you could probably learn something from them. I don't even know what it would be, but like they're so fucking strong in some way that, you know, you probably could take a lot from them. Maybe just like grip strength or whatever they have.
Definitely. That's something that I have been thinking about for a long period of time now. My grip strength isn't great. My grip strength's solid into this sort of position because I'm grabbing onto like arms and legs and stuff like that. But see, anything past that is quite weak. So one thing I do struggle with is pull-ups, because my grip ends up failing before my actual muscles do in my back.
Yeah.
So it's something that I've thought about, and I did speak to a climber a little while ago, and he said that if you improve the end range of motion, you'll improve the strength and the furthest range of motion as well. So the tighter you can get your hand, the better, because it'll help this end range as well. So it's something I have thought about. I've got grippers in my dormitory that I'm using right now, but I don't know how much they help, you know, because they don't completely close. I think hanging your own body weight off your own grip is something that's going to be well more beneficial.
Yeah. It's interesting, man. Like there's so much you could train MMA for 50 years and still not even scratch the surface of what, you could be, which is why I think we all love the sport. Boxing, I love boxing, well, I mean, I like boxing. I used to like it a lot more. But with MMA, man, there's like so many more layers to it, which is, like I said, what makes it so fun. So speaking about layers, Carlos Prates has some amazing layers to his striking, man. I made a video of the many tools of Carlos Prates because this guy has some of the best striking I've ever seen. His knees are unreal. He went through a Muay Thai run where I think over 7 years he got or I can't remember how long it was, but he got 7 knockouts. And out of those 7 knockouts, 5 of them were knees, which you don't really see a lot, and he's actually translated that to MMA as well, because he's got multiple knee knockouts or wobbles or hurt knockdowns from knees in the UFC, which is absolutely insane. You hardly ever see it. RDR is like the only other fight I really think of when I think about the knees. I think Leon Edwards is up against it here. He's never been knocked out, so that obviously goes well for him. I guess he's got the grappling upside as well, but I just think it's a tough matchup. Leon's been there, done that. He's been the champion. Now he's facing this fucking monster who's actually, I think, got good grappling himself. I know a lot of people won't really know about his grappling, but at the end of the day, man, he's from Brazil. Like, they're pretty good at jiu-jitsu, and he is good because I've seen it in his fights. Even with Ian Gary, he was out scrambling Ian Gary at times, and Ian Gary was rolling for the leg, and he got out, and he ended up on top position, landing good ground and pound. And before the UFC, you see him on the ground a couple of times, lost via grappling, but showed some good things in those positions. So I got Carlos in this one. Chris, what do you think about this fight?
I'm gonna have to go. I'm a big believer that one of Carlos Prates' biggest weapons is his knees, his left kick, and his left hand, and that can be kind of nullified because a lot of the fighters from the UFC are usually right-handed. Leon Edwards is left-handed, so we've took away Carlos Prates' biggest weapon, his left knee. He can still land it, obviously. There's, like we've said, about different techniques that we can and can't use, but that's a big thing for me, and I'm not too sure what the odds are on Leon, but I'm going to go with Leon in this one just because I feel like, like I said, we've took away his biggest weapon when it comes to his knees.
Yeah. Interesting. I mean, a lot of the market's agreeing with you. Leon Edwards, you mentioned the odds, was about a plus 200, plus 190 underdog. Now he's plus 140, plus 150. So there's a lot of money recently coming back in on Leon Edwards.
Wonder if there was 60 million put on him.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. I don't think that was real, that thing. I mean, that seemed like a lot of fights. That seemed like a lot of money to put on a fucking Isaac Bulgarian fight, but maybe. Have the UFC been in contact with you at all? Anyone been in contact with you telling you like you're not allowed to bet, reiterating it?
Nah, they sent an email out years ago, and I always remembered it. It's just I don't get it, man. Like, how did that guy not know that if you put 60 million down for you to lose, like you're gonna fucking like? So stupid. Like, why would you do something like that? It's unreal, but it is what it is. But no, they've not reiterated it. But I'm sure when we do the fighting meetings, when we get to Vegas, they'll definitely say to us, remember, guys, you can't bet on yourselves.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, as long as you're not, like doing it, it shouldn't really affect you. So
no, for sure,
exactly.
Like, all my friends put money on me and shit like that, so. And they make a good bet, so it's perfect. Just fucking start winning fights and stop losing. You'll not need to fucking get somebody to pay you money to throw a fight. Simple
that's
as.
the thing. It's a tough life, right? So
go and work at Walmart if you can't fucking fight.
Yeah, I know. And it's not like that guy was a bad fighter. Isaac Bulgarian is a fucking serious prospect, man. He was a big favorite in that one, going up against an undefeated fighter. And I know nothing's been like outright proven. So I don't want to come out here and, I mean, I've said what I've said many times, but I don't want to come out and say this guy definitely cheated or whatever. Like, I don't fucking know. At the end of the day, I don't know, right? I don't know. But there was a lot of dodgy line movement. What I wanted to ask you, Chris, is did you see the fight? Did you see the submission? And I wanted to get your opinion on, I'm not going to ask you to say he faked it or not, but did you think it seemed like fishy, those grappling scenarios, or it looked realistic, like a real fight, if you've seen it?
I didn't think anything of it when I watched the fight. I watched the fight live,
Okay.
and it didn't click. I honestly, I didn't think, oh, this guy's fucking pulled this fight. I thought he fought to the death. And then
Yeah.
when I watched the fight back, I seen, that when he shot to his knees. And being a wrestler that he is, he didn't cut the corner. He kind of just drove in. I'm like, oh, maybe he did. And if in my head, right, if I thought to myself, right, if I was going to throw a fight, I would fucking go unconscious. Like, that would be like for 16 mil. Like, I would go
Yeah.
unconscious. You know
Yeah,
what I
just
mean?
don't tap, right?
True,
Yeah,
don't
like,
tap.
just don't tap. And then,
Yeah.
like, well, I didn't fucking throw the fight. I didn't tap. I'm still fucking like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it seemed like he fought to the bitter end. It looked like he fought to the bitter end.
If the line doesn't crash like it does, maybe we don't say
No,
any of
no
this.
way.
Like that's the
No,
thing.
of course not.
It's the
That's all it was.
yeah.
It's not like he looked like he threw it without any other context. But it's funny for us as gamblers. Basically, I'm watching the fights and it's like 2, 3 a.m. and I've got a bet on the fight to go to decision. And it's plus money, right? And then everyone's messaging me, yo, have you seen a line movement? Have you seen a line movement? And I don't get messages like that unless it's something really going on. And then I check it for myself. And basically the guy to win in round 1, right, his opponent was like 9-1. And then it goes to 3-1 within like 30 minutes. Now, if you don't know gambling, you don't know what that fucking means, but that is insane. It never happens. It doesn't exist, right? It can't drop from 9-1 to 3-1, especially with a specific outcome. Like a fighter to win can drop by a lot, but a fighter to win in round 1, like such a specific outcome, it basically never happens. And then I watch the fight and I'm like, what the fuck's going to go on here? If he actually wins in round 1, this is fucked. And then obviously he wins in round 1. And then within like fucking, less than 24 hours, he gets cut from the UFC. The FBI is involved, all of this mad shit. So I feel like it's kind of obvious what happened, but I was just pissed off that I lost money on it, man. But I'm sure a lot of people lost a lot more, so I can't be too mad.
Fucking insane, bro. Like, fuck.
Crazy.
See the amount of, see the shit I do day in, day out to just get to where I am, mate. Like, and get to where I am in the UFC. Like, there's no amount of money that would ever make me do that. Like, ever. Even if I was on the latter end of my career, I was trying to cash out. My dignity is bigger than that.
Yeah, it's
These
the honor
people,
thing more than the money,
yeah.
right?
And see, to be honest with you, man, like, see if I really wanted to go elsewhere and make money, like, I could do it. Like, I know, like, the skills that I've built in fighting will translate over to business. So from here, I could go to sales, I could go to, different types of things. Like, go and make money elsewhere if you don't think fighting's your thing. Like, you need to be all in. And I just don't know why this guy's done that. It's fucking insane. Hopefully he hasn't, I've got all faith in him. Hopefully he hasn't. It all comes out, but bit of a funny one, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't have no faith in him, to be honest, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, man, I don't know, man. Maybe times were hard, bro. But look, this guy was a couple more fights. Honestly, like he's not that far from a title shot just with his skill set, because I think he was so skilled. But yeah, speaking about so skilled, we got Sean Brady versus Michael Morales. You know what? I want to jump up to this main event. I'm cognizant you don't have too much more time, Chris. I know you're out there. You got training in a few hours.
You can go back, man. Like, we'll get. I think we'll get these 3 out. No, yeah,
Okay,
we'll get
right.
these 3 out, bro.
Yeah,
No
we
problem,
could jam
no
them
problem.
out. I'll save some of my thoughts for after.
Okay.
Let Chris go on some of them, and
Yeah, just whatever, man. Like, don't rush. I've got like another 10-15 minutes. It's all good. Don't worry.
appreciate your time, bro. We appreciate the time.
Don't worry. It's good. I'm getting a good insight here. It's great.
All right, bro. We'll bang these out. Sean Brady versus Michael Morales, another elite grappler in Sean Brady. He trains with Pat Sabatini, who's, I mentioned his grappling earlier. Like, I know a lot of people don't like the grappling game, but man, Sean Brady, first person to ever submit Leon Edwards, which was in his last fight. Now he's taking on Michael Morales, 18-1 versus 18-0. Like, this is such a high-level fight. Chris, I'm betting you know these guys to some degree. What do you think of the matchup?
Sean Brady is probably my favorite grappler in the UFC, like one of my favorite fighters. I shared a card with him in London. Real nice guy. We're in the sauna together. You know, I've got a lot of respect for him. You know, one of my favorite grapplers. Like his guillotine. Since then. I've been working on that kind of half guard guillotine stuff.
Yeah.
Fucking, can I put my finger on the? I cannot get it, bro. It's fucking so difficult. He's an absolute fucking specialist. But on the other hand, in Mexico, I seen that Morales, bro. That guy is so fucking big. Like, I honestly can't even comprehend how big he is. I don't know if maybe I was just feeling really small because I was getting close to my weight, but Jesus fuck, he's the type of guy that's why I stay at 155. Like, he is fucking massive. Excuse my language, but he's one of the biggest guys, and he's one of the most aggressive guys in the welterweight division. But because he's my favorite and because I'm a fighter, I'm going to have to go with Sean Brady. I think I'm going to go submission as well.
Yeah, 3-round fight. I kind of wish this one was a 5-round fight, man. I really do. Because I think in a 5-round fight, he'd have more chance to get the sub. Michael would have more chance to get the KO.
Yeah.
Yeah. But unfortunately, we don't get the 5-round. It is what it is, though. JB, what about your opinion on this one?
Yeah, like it was interesting. That half guard guillotine is hard to get, and the way he uses his like lat as his other hand to like choke is so fucking dope, bro. Sean Brady is definitely legit. And then the other thing is too, now you're scared to build the base, right? Because you know you don't want to give up your neck. So what do? You go flat to your back, and he just gets that third point pressure on you, and then now you're in his world. And then he's really good also at what another guy on this card like Islam is good at doing. He doesn't give up position, but he isolates that opposite side arm very well. You know, this guy will put you in Kimuras, and you gotta respect it, because if not, you're gonna get your arm broken. You know, that's a career-ending injury.
And he's also, like, Sean Brady's quite good in the sense that he's always chipping away. He's always scoring when he's in these positions. He's not just lying on top of you. So he's always advancing, always chipping away. And that's a good thing for the judge's eyes. You know, I think he could potentially eke out like a decision win over this guy just through relentless pressure and chipping away within the half guard position. And, you know, I just think because he is one of my favourite fighters in regards to grappling, I think it will be a real good fight.
And sometimes it's not even. Sometimes the bias is good, you know, or it's just what you're seeing. You know, the guy might just be really freaking good. I do think, you know, Morales could. You know, the other end is Morales could keep it on the feet. Brady, maybe he doesn't have the best wrestling, but he's very physical. He's got good cage wrestling, in my opinion. I think that's one of the best part of his game. If he gets guys up against the cage, he's very good at that. On the other end too, like Morales, he's fucking huge for the weight class. I think he's got 7-inch reach advantage, bro.
Yeah.
Like on the
7.
feet, it's gonna be sticky, bro.
Jesus. Imagine you said that to your bird, you're like, I've lost 7 inches. They were like, what? It's gone.
This guy's massive, super athletic, super physical. I kind of feel like the MMA game in the next 5 to 10 years, I think we're going to start to see a lot of super athletes, super physical guys start to rise the ranks of MMA. It's a little bit of a take I have. I could be wrong. Every 10 years, 5 years, we get different eras, right? You know, like we had the American wrestler era at one point. Now I feel like we're kind of, or maybe coming out of the Dagestan, Khabib camp wrestling era. Those guys dominated for many, many years. They're still doing it now, right? Islam is up there, champ. Usman is champ over there in another weight class. Umar, one of the best fighters in the world. And I think at some point we're going to go into this athletic Michael Morales type of fighter. Do you have any thoughts on that, Chris?
Yeah, I think you're completely right, you know, and I see a comment here as well, you know, if Bilal KO'd Brady,
I was just about to say the same.
What will Morales do? And see, to be totally honest with you, that's all good in hindsight. That's great, but as you know, Brady had a bit of a problem with his nose. I think he broke his nose in camp, went into the fight. That's something that just happens, you know. These things, these happen quite frequently. And man, if you've got a broken nose in a fight, I think that's what Bilal capitalized on. And I think Brady fights Bilal again, I think he would be a better fighter, you know.
Is
But
Bilal
like
not a
this,
better wrestler than Michael Morales too? Like, are we gonna pretend that that's not a thing?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
the guy got
exactly,
taken down by
exactly.
Trevin Giles. He got taken down by multiple other guys that aren't even on the level of Sean Brady. So,
Yeah,
are we
yeah.
just gonna pretend that they're the same? Like, I don't buy
Nah,
that either, Chris.
no, no. And the super athlete thing, I think you're completely right, mate. Like there's going to be people now that the people that are kind of involved in, say, the fashion or the growth of the UFC, and these guys, these super athletes, are going to go into MMA instead of the NFL or basketball or whatever, and we're going to see these absolute freaks coming through. But then they're going to be
Yep.
training. They're going to be training MMA since day one, rather than being a striker or a grappler. And then we're going to see that that's going to be the next era. I can almost guarantee that.
Yeah.
Leg locks didn't really come into MMA much. They did for a little bit, but they dropped out pretty quickly. People soon isolated them. But then we're going to get these absolute freaks of nature like this guy, Morales.
Yeah. Yeah. That's another thing. Like a lot of these, all of these kids are training MMA from day one. And I could see, that them taking over for a few years, but I want to get your opinion on this, Chris. Do you think they'll all, I don't really know. I don't think I have an opinion, but I'll have to think about it a little bit more. I'm putting you on the spot a little bit, but do you think there'll always be a place for, an elite kickboxer to come over? Because no matter how much this MMA fighter trains, he's never going to be as good as this kickboxer in the kickboxing. So if you have a specific style or physicality or strength or size that translates to MMA well, you're just going to be getting a lot of knockouts, like, forever, no matter how lack of MMA training you have, like Alex Pereira. Or do you think that the specialist will kind of completely die out at some point?
I think that the overall athlete is going to prevail long term. For instance, if you come up against an elite level striker, the 50% that he maybe has in his striking and the 50% he has in his wrestling will be able to overcome. For instance, like you see a guy like Grant Dawson's, for instance, he's always on your legs, but then what that does is it opens up different spaces for him to attack through his striking. So he has a little bit more unorthodox striking. So it gives you a little bit more gateways into uh, landing or hitting or things like, for instance, like if you've got a little bit better at striking, it always gets you into your takedowns a little bit better because people are worried about your hands. So there was always this kind of thought process that if you're just good at everything just a little bit, you'll be an overall better fighter, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
I think the reason why Pereira did so well is because of the weight class he was in as well. I think as you start to go past the kind of, you've got your freaks obviously like Cam's at, but if you go past the welterweight division and past Cam's at, as you start going up those weight classes, the styles completely change, the speed, obviously they have knockout power, but the definite technique disadvantage is at the higher weight classes. And I think if you can go up in weight, you're going to have a little bit more of a better chance of winning if you're a specialist,
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. And if Pereira was the same level but a bantamweight, he's not getting the knockouts as easy as he has done up at light heavyweight. So he can run through a lot of these fighters. If Pereira and Ankalaev, and they was they was bantamweights, but they're the exact same style, Ankalaev's probably dogging him like almost every single fight. But obviously at light heavyweight, one punch changes it all. So I understand what you're saying
Definitely.
about the weight there.
Yes, it's huge, I think.
So, what do we want to write down for this Morales and Brady one? I mean, we all kind of semi an agreement on Brady.
Is the under at plus money?
I will then check now if you can check as well. Minus 130 for the for the Brady money line, and then the under 2.5 rounds at plus 135.
If you get the fight doesn't go at like plus 100, I don't hate it because I think Morales could KO him on the feet. I don't hate like Morales KO.
I do, and they both got late finishes as well.
Yeah, I like 2-3 Brady. Don't hate that. Sub Brady maybe if you want to go that way. I think Morales could probably survive early.
Yeah, we'll write these down and then we'll get the odds when we actually make the parlays. And before you get out of here, Chris, we gotta get one parlay off you.
Yes, the Duncan parlay.
One parlay, the problem parlay.
I think it's gonna be
parlay.
a Kimura, by the way, bro. I'm calling it right now. Kimura from Sean Brady. Whatever those odds are,
nice.
ship it.
Yeah. Yeah, he goes back to that Kimura. He was doing that to Leon Edwards all fight. Kimura, okay, you got away from the Kimura. Let me get your head now. Okay, you putting your head away. Let me go for your arm now. It's just like must be so annoying. Like the fuck
And
off.
then the elbows to the body, like Chris
Yeah.
said, he just chips away, bro. It's so dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah, first man to submit Leon. Let's see if he can be the first man to beat Morales. So this fight is a great fight. Valentina Shevchenko, in my opinion, she's the best women's MMA fighter of all time. Like I think she's better than anyone that's ever been there. You know, there's some close fighters. You know, you can Nunes and that, but I think she's the best ever. Zhang Weili, very, very good fighter. We speak about physicality and athletes. This chick may be the best athlete ever in women's MMA. Like she is so fucking good. Her athleticism is insane. You know, like oh man, she's so good as an athlete. I feel like she could probably take up any sport and be really, really good at it. You know, I got Val here. It's a close fight. I can see arguments for both fighters. I'll go a little bit in depth maybe when we have more time. But what do you think about this flyweight contest? You think Weili Zhang's gonna become the double champ, Chris, or you got Val?
Nah, I think I've got Val. She's too fast. I think too fast, and I just don't feel like Weili likes to impose the wrestling too much. I see she has a grappling coach with her, Josh Hinger. He's the guillotine guy. Took a lot of stuff off of him, but I don't know. I feel like I'm edging towards Shevchenko. Just she's too fast, not too powerful, but everything is so crisp and perfect, and she's great foot movement as well. You know.
Yeah, man, she's good in every realm of the fight. You know, really elite striker. What opened my not opened my eyes, but I was actually kind of surprised at how easily she was beating up Manon Farrow on the feet. You know, she basically made her look like an amateur, and Farrow battered everybody on the feet up until that title shot. So Valentina is just so fucking good, man. JB, you on the other side? You on the underdog on this one, or what do you reckon?
Nah, I took Val at like -110, but I it's a tough fight to call. Like I think there should be some respect towards Zhang Weili, especially like I know Val is very good in like all aspects of the fight, like you said, but she could be a little bit. Both girls could be a little bit suspect off their back. We've seen, this girl got subbed by Alexa Grasso. You know,
did you see when Weili picked up Shaq? He's like 390 pounds or some shit. She is a freak, bro.
Yo, she's super athlete, like just like James said. You know, like she's literally that. It's like a fucking lab experiment, is what they call it. You know,
China experiment.
Zhang's got a wang. That's my
Chung flu.
Someone said they're edging to Shevchenko, like you said. They're edging it to Shevchenko. All right, so we got Valentina here.
Hey, bro, I saw some crazy prop on this one. Zhang Weili sub as like +1200 on Bet Rivers.
Oh, that's live, bro. That's
come on, bro. Like,
that's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. If she gets on top, she's a motherfucker. And I think she's really improved their grappling over the last couple of years. And it goes back to what you said about her having that guillotine coach. I mean, will we see the guillotine from Zhang here? It's live at +1200.
Get 16 million on that.
Yeah. Never see me again, man. Won't have to do this shit anymore. But yeah, I'll write that down, boys. -135. And then we'll get on to the main event. This is a fucking epic matchup. Chris, I know you'll have a good take and opinion on Islam, since he was the guy you was gunning for over the last couple of years as the lightweight champion. He moved up, and now he's fighting Jack Della Maddalena. I personally got Islam in this one. I think the grappling base is too deep. We've seen JDM have troubles, even though he's never been beat with it. In the UFC, he's had troubles with the grappling his entire career. They're very close to being beat by Gilbert Burns. I just think Islam's on a different level with the grappling. I could go very in depth on this one. It's a fast take because I know we got Chris here. I will maybe go in depth on another video if you guys want, but yeah, that's my take. Chris, what do you think about this one, bro?
Do you know what I'm really thinking about here is I'm thinking about Islam maybe struggling when it comes to fight night, carrying that little bit extra weight. You know, he's so used to being as small. I'm going to be looking quite closely at the scales when they step on the scales at the ceremonials, and I'll probably have a better idea by then. Like, I hope Islam is smart and he's not going to cut a lot of weight. I think that in my experience, I would say the less he cuts, the better when he's going up. Because I think he's a big guy. Whereas I think what might have happened, I'm not too sure, is like he might just accept the fact that he's a bit bigger and he's going to cut the same amount of weight coming back down to the 170. So I'm going to check the scales on Friday, but just now I'm edging towards Jack Della, but I'm going to look at the scales on Friday and have a look.
Yeah. You speak about the weight. That's a massive X factor in the fight. He's moving up, not just 10 pounds. He's moving up 15 pounds to welterweight. I do feel like he was always cutting a hell of a lot of weight. Like, I don't think he's going to be small in there at all. I did see an interview from him where he mentions he find it really hard to put on weight for this fight, and he started taking creatine and protein powder for the first time in his life, like ever.
Shut up. He's been blasting the steroids. That's why he trains in Russia.
Yeah. The creatine in Russia might be different than the creatine we have in the UK, Chris. I
think so, brother.
Yeah,
Dagestan
2-3 years, forget.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
He said he's finding it really tough to put on the weight, so that tells me that he's not gonna cut too much weight. But who the fuck knows at the end of the day, man. JB, what's your opinion, bro?
I gotta talk long on this one, bro. So if we got any more questions for Duncan, we gotta get him in now, because this got to be one of the fight of the year. It's got to be the fight of the year, bro.
Unreal fight.
Islam, man. I mean, he trains with literal like legends in the sport, like John Pork. Nah, I'm just playing with y'all. Y'all seen that video, right?
He's more famous than fucking Islam right now.
I know, dude. Honestly, he should just run with it now, that guy. The funny part about it is he looks like the pig.
Yeah, bro. I would take it. Fuck.
Bro,
I think any nickname that you get given from like the crowd or the fans and stuff, you need to
run with it. Run with it. You're 100% right, because that's
but he's Muslim, and
he
don't want to be getting called pork,
you're right.
man. He's probably fuming right now.
I didn't think about that. Oh my
he's
God.
not going to be being referred to as a pig at all.
I completely forgot about that. Oh my God.
It's 2025. You can't beat the internet, man. So I don't think that's going anywhere anytime soon.
We need to check this guy, brother. We need to check this pork, brother.
If you go to Tapology and you type in John Pork, it comes up with him, which is crazy.
Oh my God.
They added it in. So they've posted on Twitter why they did it. They're like, well, a lot of people think that's his name, so we don't want our users to not be able to find him. Like, we want a good which is kind of crazy, but yeah.
Oh, brilliant. I love it.
Honestly, bro, like, I think it just comes down to the weight class factor. Like, Islam's a great control artist. He's another one of those guys that's good at isolating those arms. Great back takes, amazing front headlock. Seeing Jack give up the front headlock a lot of times to get back to the feet. Islam's Darce. Like, the way he goes to that short arm variation is sick. The guy's squeeze is insane. He could, I just don't know if he's going to be able to pin Jack like he would be able to pin some of these guys at 155. And then talking about some of the wins that he's had, a lot of these guys been on short notice, like guys where he was just a big favorite. I know, like, the Poirier fight, he won pretty cleanly, but I thought there was moments in that fight, and I think Jack is a lot more of a patient boxer. He's a little bit more fluid with the stance switches, the feints. He's got really good body work, good pressure. I think that body work could be a big factor in this fight. He's able to land some body shots here. I think it's going to drain the gas tank of Islam. I got to side with Jack here as an underdog. It's a super tough fight, though. Islam, literally one of the best we've ever seen in the grappling, but I do think Jack does present some problems in the boxing. I don't think Islam's the worst striker, but a lot of kicks. I think Jack could box him up on the feet. I think Islam is hittable. We've seen him rock stun before.
What's Jack on for a finish? What's he on for a finish?
It'll be big odds, especially if you go like a late finish. It'll be massive odds.
Pretty good, yeah. Have a look. Yeah, I think Islam's pretty tough. I think Jack decision could be a good look. We saw Bilal go to a decision with him. You know, Bilal's been finished a few times before. Islam's, you know, it's a question, right? He's been finished before early in his career, but most of the time
From a
it's like
southpaw as well. From
right.
southpaw.
Yep. And Jack got the switch stance, so it's different, right? I think, you know, Islam presents a lot of different problems. I think he is a different style wrestler than Belal, a lot better control artist than Belal. So it's not the same fight per se, but I do think, you know, Islam unproven at the weight class just makes me lean towards the dog.
It's a massive line. It's a massive line. Yeah, I feel like the way to beat these Dagestani wrestlers it's kind of out there, the blueprint to some degree. You know, you got to defend all their takedowns. You got to not be stupid, not get submitted, and you got to invest into the body, and you got to keep making them work for every single position. So you have to have elite cardio, and they do start to tire out a little bit because it's such a draining game going to the takedowns again and again and again. I kind of felt like Islam was tiring a little bit out in the Poirier fight, even though he got a 5th round finish.
I wonder how much of that is the weight cut, though. Like, do you agree, or
did he not have staff for that fight?
Let's find out. Who Islam?
Right.
Did he?
Yeah, I think Islam had staff from the Poirier fight. I remember on his shin.
Yeah, I don't remember that. That's. I mean, that could be massive, though.
Yeah, he did. There was a picture online of him standing. He has staff on his left shin, I think.
That's insane because he got the finish in the 5th round.
Yeah. But also remember as well, JDM fought Khabib's brother. Was it Khabib's brother? Was it?
No.
Yeah, it was. I'm sure he fought a Dagestani. JDM.
Are you thinking about Ameev?
Ramazan Ameev? I think
Maybe.
he's in his camp. I think they're in the same camp. Is Ameev in that Khabib camp? I think he is.
Maybe.
That's the only one I can think of, bro. I think that's the only Russian he fought.
Well, he's over there in Dagestan. Ramazan, what he finished him with a body shot. Is that who you're talking about?
No, I don't. Let me see. I'm sure JDM fought Khabib's brother. I'm sure.
I mean, Paul Hughes fought Usman. I don't.
John Pork? Nah.
John Pork.
John Pork.
I'm looking right now.
I think Ramazan Ameev is the only like Dagestani he fought.
Yeah, that's the only one I could think of.
I don't know where he is from Dagestan.
Yeah, you're right. You are right. Yeah, his name's Ramadan. Not Ramadan. Ramazan.
Yeah, hard to say all these guys' names. Imagine we need some respect for saying these guys' names right.
Yeah, just call him John Pork.
Yeah, they're all John Pork. Yeah, that Ameev had him in a tight, or not tight. It was a semi-tight. I believe it was an arm triangle.
Yeah.
But he got out like he always does.
Yeah. Slippery.
He's slippery fuck, bro. And Craig says this guy is like one of the best grapplers he's ever trained with. I don't,
I mean, obviously not. Like, what's he talking about? Is he saying the best MMA fighter grappler or something? I don't know.
That's where I draw the line.
Yeah.
Craig backs the Australians.
Of course, he has to. That's his man.
Of course.
Yeah, but me personally, I just feel like the wrestling and grappling just too much high level for Islam. But bro, at the end of the day, if this fight goes long, I got JDM to put some pause on him and stuff like that. So I'm gonna write down. What am I gonna write down? I'm not gonna write anything down for this one. Any props or bets that you like that you want me to write down? JB, Chris.
I'll take JDM money line.
I'm gonna wait till tomorrow and see how they look when they weigh in.
Odds might go up too. If Islam looks big, people might pile in on Islam. I'm
gonna look at Islam in a different light. I'm gonna see if he looks fresh.
Right.
I'm hoping he's not cutting too much weight. Like for him to win, I think he needs to keep himself just kind of natural body weight, cut maybe 3 to 4, maybe 5 kilos, something along those lines. But I don't know.
I think the way to bet him here is probably the sub Islam. Just if he's gonna win and probably get it cleanly at this price, he's probably gonna have to submit him, in my opinion.
JDM seems hard to sub though, man. I know he's been in so many attempts, but I could definitely see Islam controlling him and just winning the decision like he did against Volk.
Fair enough. I like the JDM decision too. It's plus.
It's massive price. Massive.
I saw plus 900 on Bet Rivers. That's gonna be gone after this show, but if you guys got that app, I would go.
So lads. Chris, let's get a parlay from you. You just put together a couple of bets that you like, to win via knockout, whatever you want to do. We'll call it the problem parlay. and
Right.
let's cash us out. Last time you went for a crazy one. You went for
Yeah,
like
it was.
Oliveira via decision against, I don't know who he fought. I think it was the fight after the Chandler fight. Who did
Yeah,
Oliveira fight?
I can't even remember what it was as
That
well. It
was
was
a
fucking
crazy.
stupid, wasn't it?
You don't have to go
It was
crazy, but you know, whatever you want to do.
no, I know what you mean. Let me just have a look at here and try and pull up the UFC card.
Bro, it's
And then-
it's all fun at the end of the day. I've made plenty of stupid parlays where I
Oh
was
yeah, JB special.
yeah.
Keep it. Will we
One
keep it
away.
on the? Will we keep it on? Let's keep it on the main card, okay? So
Okay,
we'll
main
go.
card parlay.
We'll go. Benoit Saint-Denis by decision,
Okay.
and then we'll go. Sean Brady by submission,
Yeah.
and
I like
Jack
this a lot.
Jack Della by decision.
Jeez, that's gonna be crazy odds.
That's fire.
So we
That's
can
gonna
see
be
that.
crazy odds.
Hopefully that comes through.
Jack
That's
Kelly
not too bad
decision.
though, is it?
It's
Nah.
plus
Nah.
650 for that's way better.
The only semi-mad one I feel like is BSD via decision, just because he's never won one.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't hate it.
Benil don't lose by decision, but you know
Yeah.
it can happen.
Yeah. I just
what's
think that Benil's quite chinny.
Yeah.
And I think he'll be playing it safe a little bit. Both southpaw stance, they kind of mitigate or kind of pull out their biggest weapons against each other. They're fighting southpaw. So I think it'll be a tricky fight, and I think the younger fighter will come out on top of that.
JB, you got the odds for me? I
Yeah,
want to get the odds.
Oh
Just
yeah,
before.
+3. You got that. I'm on Brady sub right now.
This one was
Plus
plus
375.
And then what's all them together? So we got 365,
I got you.
370.
I'll get you.
So we got plus 365, plus 375, and plus 650. Yeah, this is going to be crazy. Boys, if you bet this and this hits, you have to go and buy some merch off Chris. I bought some merch and none of it fucking fits, bro. So I need to get
No way.
the largest size. Yeah, but I'm a retard. I bought like a medium or large or something because I think it was sold out. But I'm usually XL. I don't know why I did it, man.
Fuck, bro. You should have said. I could
Yeah.
have fucking fixed that for you. Well,
Nah. Yeah, I think it was too late when I saw.
I'm sure you'll be at one of my events again, and we'll get something sorted. I'll get you some stuff.
You're the
I'll get
man,
you
bro.
some real UFC. I'll get you some real UFC stuff. I'll get you a kit bag and shit. You can have some of my stuff from the fight itself.
Yeah. Hopefully
I
in front
appreciate
of
that, bro.
I want to see you, but I want to see you in a big crowd, bro. The Apex, it's a bit.
Yeah.
It's a bit.
This
much
next
for
one's
me.
going to be this is this show here, the last pay-per-view of the year. It's going to be a huge
Banger.
one.
Yeah, this would have been a good one. A good one.
Huge card for my career. So looking forward to competing in front of the American fans, and then going into 2026 with a bang, and hopefully have something. Maybe I don't know if I want to fight in London again. I want to try and potentially fight in the summer. Give myself a little bit of a break come the turn of the year.
Yeah.
Just to get better, because I've been in camp hard this year.
Yeah.
I'm a better fighter all round. Like, even people complimented on me today and yesterday how good I've got over the last year. But I think there's more room to grow. Meaning maybe come over here a couple of times before I get my next fight, not in dieting mode, so it's not so serious, and then I can experiment with different techniques. So I think that'll be the goal for me next year. Maybe get me on the White House card or some shit. That would be cool.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you two more questions, but before you go, which is if you do beat Terence, or let me rephrase that. When you beat Terence in December, after the fight, I mean, if I was you, bro, I would be calling out for a top 5, top 10. I would be calling out for a top 10 opponent on the fucking mic. Now everyone's got different personalities. They're gonna do what they do, but have you thought about that? I mean, I don't know if you put your head in that space at all, but have you thought about what you would do after the fight if you win? When you win?
Yeah, for sure. And when I win on December 6th, I've not looked past it. And do you know what? It's funny. I was on a run yesterday with Francis, and he's like, "What do you do?" Like, after this fight, I said, he's like, "I know what you're like. I know your mindset." I know you don't look too far in the future. And he's like, is there any fights that you think would be good for you? And I thought to myself, if I call it a top 15, I'll need to renegotiate my contract for one, because I know what those guys are on. Like,
Yeah.
all the guys in the top 15 are making way much more money than I am. So
Yeah.
that would need to be the first thing I fix. In an ideal world, I don't know if I'm going to be shooting too high or too low with this, but if BSD wins, that would be a great fight. But I think if
Yeah.
BSD loses, it would be an even better performance for me, because it would just get me into the top 15. And then, it's still a top 15 fighter. And that's Southpaw. I fought 2 Southpaws back to back. So it would be the perfect 3, if that makes sense. So whether he wins, I get to
Yeah.
top 10. And whether he loses, I'll get top 15. It's a really good fight for me. And it means I could also renegotiate my money if I start getting into the top 15.
Yeah, I agree. Honestly, whoever wins that fight, or because I feel like Dariush is a good matchup as well, because he's
Yeah,
not
for
gonna.
sure.
I don't think he can grapple you, and the guy's chinny as fuck, man, and he's getting older. So I think you can crack him on the chin and knock him out. I really do.
I didn't even think about that, to be totally honest with you. Like, maybe, it might not be the most exciting fight for the fans, but strategically, it's probably a better way to get into the top 15. For instance, the winner or the loser of that fight, I could just sneak my way in there, get a
Yeah.
chinny Dariush, or get this
Yeah.
absolute lethal weapon of BSD, and then put on a performance of a lifetime.
And the thing is, if he beats BSD though, like that is an interesting matchup, because now he's got a lot more hype on him. People care about him a lot more, and BSD's stock is down anyway. I think whatever way you play it would work. You know what I mean? But I would
Yeah.
definitely get on there and fucking call someone out, because
I-
you're due for like a big fight. Like this
Yes.
is a big fight anyway, but you're due for the top 15, and then once you're in there, man, it's literally 2 fights to a fucking title shot.
Exactly, mate. Your world can change in an instant. No, after my first bonus, I'm like, fuck, my life's completely changed. I can look after my family. I don't need to worry about these small things here, there, and everywhere. Whereas now I've got 2. I'm like, holy fuck, I've managed to be
Yeah.
able to do things in regards to business that's going to help facilitate, my MMA career. I've never been in the position to be able to say, like, before, when I came to America, I was always, shit, am I going to be able to afford this? Okay, I can't go to massage today because I can't afford it. Whereas now, I'm treating myself to massages, physiotherapy, all these sorts of things. I'm a complete athlete now, and that's something that comes with winning. And
Yeah.
it's been an absolute fucking blast.
Yeah, epic, bro. Someone in the chat saying that you look like Chris Duncan, man.
Yeah, I look like Grant Dawson.
I,
Everybody keeps commenting on my post with him, and I'm like, that's like Grant Dawson times 2. I'm like, for fuck's sake.
yeah, I
Yeah,
got a
and
call out for you, Chris. I think I know the perfect opponent for you to call out. Yeah, I think Luke, my guy John Fork.
Oh boy,
John Fork, I want you next. I'm coming for you.
What
You're taking everything I work for.
what does he fight at? Is he a 155er?
Oh no, I don't even know, dude. I was just
I
talking
think
about
he
the
might be
actual pig.
welterweight. I think he might be
Yeah,
welterweight.
If you want like a serious
He's
call
bigger.
out from me, you guys
yeah,
are
go
gonna
for it.
maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm shooting for the moon. Michael Chandler. I think that would be an absolute scrap.
That
Like,
would be a
but
fucking.
I mean,
That would be a great
obviously,
fight.
he's at a certain point, but he's lost a few fights in a row now. I think the guy's always looking for exciting fights. Who puts on more exciting fights than Chris the Problem Duncan? Who, would be a perfect fight at the White House card. I think that's
Yeah,
the fucking perfect scrap. Maybe I'm shooting for the moon, but I think you
I could,
get on
I,
the mic
I
after
could,
a big KO.
I could fucking get on the mic and be like, Michael Chandler, do it like in reverse way done with
Yeah, yeah, dude,
McGregor.
that's it. That's it, baby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck.
Obviously, like, and that's a money fight at the end of the day. But I don't know where Michael Chandler's at in this point in his career, but I think that's a beautiful. And he's only, I'm looking at the rankings. He's only one ranking above BSD.
Yeah.
So it's not like the guy's been on the like he doesn't have many options right now. Michael Chandler, like
Yeah.
he's like maybe he fights BSD next, but I don't know. I really don't know.
See what the
Yeah.
UFC engine wants, you just got to, they say jump and you say how high.
Yeah, get through Terrence first, get a good nice bonus, and then see where we're at, man. I've noticed Chris Grant is on the same card as you, fighting your former opponent, which is
Yep.
interesting. I'm sure you've been going through a lot of different things with him. Obviously, you're going to be supporting your boy, but I think you're on the fight right before him, or at the moment on Tapology. I guess they haven't told you the exact order, but
No.
that would be kind of cool if you go right before him.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah. That means we can warm up together and stuff like that. It'd be fantastic. I think Grant rides him out and chokes him, to be honest with you, man. He's fucking like, I
Yeah.
shouldn't have lost to that guy, and I would hate to make excuses, and nobody cares about the excuses. We lost and we move on. But
Yeah.
I think Grant's a better athlete all round on that one.
Yeah, that Manuel, he's pretty dangerous in round one, but after that, he doesn't seem to have too much, to be honest. To be honest, you guys got similar opponents where
That's
they're
what
going to go
Grant said to me when I got here. He said the exact same thing as what you said. We're fighting the same guy on the same night, just different colours of skin.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, that's interesting, man. I didn't think of that. But listen, Chris, man, it's been great having you on, bro. Thanks for staying for a long time. I appreciate you as always. And again, on behalf of all of us at Parlay Madness, a lot of people cashed on you. You got massive supporters for life. I do want to shout out your clothing brand. Before you get off, how do I get it up just to make sure it's the right page? The Problem MMA store?
No, just theproblemstore.com. So if you head on to that, you'll see all the stuff. We've got some new stuff coming out. Oh, that's it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, here we go.
So we've got obviously the flag's a big seller. And
man.
then you see the t-shirt beside the hat there, that was from my last fight. It says you can't beat who won't quit. And that's what I said after my fight. So
that's fire.
Yeah, but
that's a new one.
If you go in there and, for instance, if anybody wants to buy it and they want to send me it and get it signed, feel free to. And I always like doing that for people who follow my journey and support me through my merchandise. So if anybody wants anything signed, just hit me up through Instagram and we can go from there.
Damn, you heard it here, boys. That's exclusive. You're going to get a signed one for the same price as a normal one, which is pretty good, bro. Thanks for doing that for everyone listening, Chris.
Not a problem, mate. Not a problem. Thanks for having me on again, boys. And
Hell yeah.
if you're gonna do this next weekend, give me a shout. It's been fun. And hopefully my parlay comes through.
Yeah. Appreciate you, bro. I'll catch you soon, man. Take care.
Good luck on your fight, bro. I think it's a good one
man.
for you. I think you're gonna
Thanks,
win,
brother.
man. Enjoy
Thank you, mate. See you soon, man. Cheers.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, that was dope, man.
Yeah,
hopefully
that was
we hit the problem parlay.
The problem parlay.
This one's a little bit closer, you know.
When he started off with BSD decision, I was like, all right. Because I bet all of these, and I don't really want to bet BSD decision, but who knows, man? It's MMA, bro. Anything can fucking happen.
Yeah. I lean the KO. I went with the round 1-2 KO. I think.
Bro, you know what? I gotta basically fucking go. So let's just do a quick pick. Yeah, let's do a quick pick on the fights that we didn't do, just because people are gonna, want to know my pick.
All right.
Gave the Val one. Sure. What didn't we do?
I like Prades.
We didn't do Bo Nickel and Vieira.
Okay.
I'm picking Bo Nickel in that one. What about you?
Bo decision.
Yeah, I don't mind the decision. I'm picking Kopylov to knock out Rodriguez, actually, as the underdog. What about you?
I am too, actually. That's an interesting fight. Yes, I am. I think we're going quick picks. I just think, cleaner striker. I could go for both sides, but
he's the big dog as well now, bro. Money's coming in on G-Rod.
I know.
Aaron versus Tracy. I got Aaron here, man. I mean, they fought before. Tracy gutted it out. I think that armbar might hit this time, though. I don't know, man. I got Aaron. I don't know if it's going to be a finish, though. What do you think?
Yeah, I lean decision, but if you're getting like plus 700 on the sub, it's like kind of a shot I think I have to take. So, I wrote that down in my props. Not going to lie.
And one of her training partners, one of her best mates, Fatima Klein.
Silver Fox, grappling specialist, dog. That's my guy, Silver Fox.
Who's that?
Their coach. He's like a BJJ guy that works for us. He's just like a guy I respect. She's had a lot
of grappling fights, man. I feel like the submission could come at this point, to be honest, bro. I mean, Angie, 40 years of age at this point, and man, I don't know. Like, are we gonna go with the Aaron and Klein best?
The Silver Fox BJJ parlay?
Yeah, is that what we're gonna
go?
The
Carol Pravic.
Is Is that a parlay that got made already live
in New
without
York?
even looking at the odds?
In New York? Come on, brother. How do you not? How do you not?
All right, damn. You know what we think of that one. I think that was it. I think we went through everything else. Yeah, so let's get to these motherfucking parlays, man. So, I mean, that's the parlay made for you already.
Yeah.
JB, do you have the odds for that problem parlay there?
Yeah. You want me to add it up real quick, and then we could
Please,
do the Lou and the Jew. We could just make it Klein sub and.
No, that's the Silver Fox BJJ parlay. We got to do the Lou and the Jew separate. This is a pay-per-view. I know we've been a little bit, we had the interview with Chris. We had a little bit late start, random. I know that, boys. But we got to make these motherfucking parlays for real.
165 to 1.
Yeah, this guy, I've seen this guy in the chat consistently. Has he just been talking shit the whole time? Like, damn, that geezer's got a lot of energy, bro. Go on, what did you say? What did you say for the problem parlay odds?
165 to 1.
Wait, what? 1,006. Wait, what?
Plus 165, 0-0.
Bro said
no.
Bro said 106.
165,
165 to 1. Oh, okay.
Yeah, my fault.
Wait, no, that's way more than 100. Wait, I'm bugging out, bro. Okay, plus 1,065, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no.
No, plus 16500. There you go.
16500. Okay.
Bang. There you go.
Okay. Jesus.
No, you're good, bro. It's on me.
All right, we got the Klein sub and then
I think that's
the Aaron sub.
Yeah.
What's that?
That's like Klein sub is geez. Put me on the spot here. Oh, hey.
I like it. Boys, what I'll say while the Silver Box BJJ parlay while JB gets the odds, what I will say is that I'm giving out free parlays, FREE parlays in my Telegram channel. Telegram is free to join. Just hit the link below and I'll give you some different parlays. Yeah, bro.
Plus 600 on Aaron sub. And,
okay, sweet.
Klein by sub is plus 550.
Okay, sweet. So that
I'll probably give that out. I'll probably just play that, straight and give that out. And
nice.
Yeah, that's.
What's the odds?
Oh shit.
For the parlay.
A lot of pack today. It's early.
This is insane, though. I might go a little bit calm on my Lou parlay just because.
That's fine.
We got some mad odds. I might give out a lock.
I think we should just go crazy.
Yeah,
right, plus 45, plus 4450.
You always think that.
Yeah, I'm playing that 100%. I was playing that before the show.
All right, Lou and the Jew.
Okay, so I pick one, you pick one. We're going crazy.
Yeah. No, whatever.
All right, I'm gonna pick. Can I see the legs?
Yeah,
that we had.
But we got more than this. But yeah,
we do because I like a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Oh man, I'll go with BSD KO.
Okay, BSD KO. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, sweet. I'm gonna go for. Should we go for another KO? What we got going on? Got Brady the money line there. Kind of would like to do a double KO parlay, but not really loving any other KO.
Any other KOs? Yeah.
I mean, because Daukaus one could be an easy sub.
What about
Kopylov KO? See, we didn't write it down because we. Kopylov KO. Let's fucking go. Jeez. Oh, this one could be the one.
All right.
What's the odds for this one, bro?
BSD by KO is plus 165.
Okay.
And our odds for Kopylov KO.
Yeah, cuz?
On Bet Online, they have it super low for whatever reason.
Fuck Bet Online, man. Give me market average, man. Fuck Bet Online, bro.
Plus 250.
Pussies, man.
No, they upped it, but they opened it super low, so that's like not a bad sign.
Pussies, bro. All right, what we got going on? No, Bet Online, bro. They're bare fake, man. The fakest book ever. They got a plus 170. Every other book has plus 120, and I don't mind it. If I want to bet online, but like in terms of like tracking the odds and that, like guys, plus 170 on Bet Online. Yeah, but it's plus 130 elsewhere. What was that one the other day I saw? Yeah, Cody Haddon was plus 160 on Bet Online and like plus 135 everywhere else. And I'm like, well, it's only moving on one book. Like I can't I
Give
can't
it
tip
out.
that. I
Right.
can't tip that. I can't track that. I can't say it's live, whatever.
Yeah. That makes sense. Plus 830.
Just a little light plus 830. Yeah,
That's
okay.
solid, bro. I have to say.
Let me do a Lou parlay. I'll do Valentina. I'll do Valentina, and I'll do Haddon as well, innit?
Okay. So that like minus 135 and plus 160 or whatever. What's that?
130, 130.
Okay.
That's me done.
Okay. Yeah, plus 300. I like it. That's like pretty even too.
Yeah, nice little even one.
It's
And
like
then you want to do
literally-
Jew parlay, and then
Yeah, I
you kick
got you.
out.
G. Yeah, let's do it. We'll
Let's
call it.
go.
We'll
Let's
call it.
go.
Give them a quick. Can I see the odds?
Of course, brother. Sorry, brother.
No.
Oh. No, wait. Go back a bit. What about like that? Like turn it. Woo!
Let's go.
Bang.
Let's go.
I like that pack. That's that firework pack.
You are now tapped in with Parlay Madness.
The Lou and the Jew. Lucrative James.
All right, I'll go with BSD
we didn't do
money.
any.
I'll go BSD money line.
Okay.
I'll go protest money line.
Oh shit! No, I like. Oh, yeah, I might have to do another one, boys. Right there.
You want to just help me on this one? The money.
No.
parlay?
That's you. This you, bro. This is
I'm
all
thinking
you.
the
Bro.
money line parlay. That's where I'm going with this.
Woo!
Where I'm going.
Oh, you got money line parlay?
Yeah. Where else? What else we got? Sorry, I gotta scroll up again.
Okay, sorry.
No, it's okay, bro.
We got Sabatini, we got Klein, we got Erin, we got Brady, we got Valentina, we got JDM, we got Haddon. That's
Which
all
ones
the
you
money
liking? I like Klein and Aaron.
I like Klein, Erin, Sabatini, and Brady. That's what I like.
That's it, bro. That's it, bro. Throw those.
All of them.
All of them. Throw 4 of them in, and that's gonna. Let's see what the odds are. I think they could be close to plus 3,005.
Jeez.
That might be it.
All right. Can you just tell me the odds for Klein?
Yeah, Aaron is like minus 235.
Okay.
Klein is minus 550.
Yeah.
Sabatini is minus 130.
Yeah.
And Brady is minus 130.
Okay. And the odds are?
And then the odds are.
Nah, it would be like 2,000 maybe. Or 1,800 or something.
How you been though? How was your how's the week been going?
Yeah, I mean, I was here for a funeral, bro. So it's not the best, but it is what it is, bro. That's life, innit?
Yeah, no, for sure, bro. Well, I'm glad we
Good to
could
be
talk
back.
fights,
Yes, sir. It's always good to talk fights, brother.
Yeah. Plus 1,200.
Okay, sweet.
I
like that.
I was a little off.
No. It's all good. I like that, man. I like that. It's calm. It's all favorites, so they should all win. It's a pay-per-view. The favorites like to win on the pay-per-view. So that's it, man.
Bro, I love
Boys.
all these parlays.
Yeah, I don't, but yeah.
Which ones don't you like? I like some of them.
I don't like problem parlay. That's a problem.
Well, all right.
It's only this leg. It's only that leg.
Well, then double down on the other two.
Yeah, I don't really necessarily think that Silver Fox is going to hit. I mean, Sub was kind of crazy on both legs.
Yeah,
I do kind of like it though.
Yeah.
And then, but I love these 3 to be honest.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So 3 out.
But then I don't love the Haddon. I don't know why I put Haddon. Like, look, I like him. I think there's value, but like you said, it's tough to stand in front of Malcolm. So I can't say I love the parlay.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
But that's just me being real anyway, bro.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
That's me being super analytical. At the end of the day, man, I like the fucking parlays, whatever. Hopefully they're going to hit. It doesn't work for me, but it works for Jews. So.
One of them's going to hit, bro.
Yeah, man, that's it, boys. We did it. I know we took the last 2 weeks off, but there was some scheduling issues. I'm out here at, it's 8:45 p.m. for me now. So
yeah,
any later is going to be tough. But we got this. We got this. Hopefully we got this time zone thing sorted out, and we're going to be back regular scheduling. And that's really it, boys. Let's fucking cash it. UFC 322, best card on the entire year.
Yeah.
And that's it, man. Shout out to John Pork. Shout out to Chris Duncan. Let's cash these bets, motherfucker.
Yeah, good luck, bro. I hope you continue the run.
Thanks, bro. And you.